Land of power, land of might, exceptional rage, endless fight, patriot bulldozer, leading the way, crushing all foes, making them pay. Flag in hand, fury in eyes, screams of pride, ignoring lies, iron grip, ruthless and cold, American dream, fierce and bold, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save, bulldozers wrath, tearing apart, exceptionalism, fire in the heart, no retreat, no surrender, bulldozers force, a savage offender, red, white, blue, burning bright, in the chaos he finds delight, blazing trails of destruction left, in the name of the blessed of theft, freedom's price, a crimson blade, bulldozer, savage of fear, legend made, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save, bulldozers wrath, tearing apart, exceptionalism, fire in the heart. Blazing trails of destruction left, in the name of the blessed of theft, freedom's price, a crimson blade, bulldozer, savage of fate, legend made, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save, bulldozers wrath, tearing apart, exceptionalism, fire in the heart.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you all are having a thoroughly enjoyable Thursday evening. Welcome to the Dozer Den. If you have not yet smashed the like button, go ahead and give it a good thumping. Caress the like button. Lean in real close to the like button. Whisper sweet nothings in his ear, and then pound away, guys, because you got to. And to get it, you might get excited about that like button. I do from time to time as well. But if you have to hit it more than once, make sure you hit it at least thrice. If you hit it twice, it cancels it out. You don't want to do that. You want to be a proud killdozer here in the Dozer Den. We are currently on Rumble on pill.net. Thank you to General Samuel Fields and 17 George 76 for the red pill in the repost over there on Pilled. We are live on the X machine, X streaming, guys. not X videos. No. We talk about stuff and things here in the Dozer Den. Stuff and things, okay? Not that type of show. Not that type of show. Enunciation is very important on the internet. We're on BitChute and YouTube for some reason, and the dozerden.locals.com. Guys, very free ways to support the channel: liking the stream, commenting in the comment section, reposting this stream here on Rumble and X, and over there on pill.net. You can also share the stream out with your loved ones, friends, family, ex-girlfriends, boyfriends, Zers, and friends. I'm not judging. Just keep it consensual between adults and preferably behind closed doors, and we will not have a problem. And if you are lurking in the live chat, say hello. It does help the channel out, helps the growth of the Dozer Den, so that we may welcome more Killdozers into the Killdozer army. Currently metaphorical, probably going to stay that way. There are some ways that you can support the channel monetarily. You can Rumble Rant. You can donate over on Pilled in a variety of ways. There are different monikers attached, or different categories attached to your donations over there on Pilled. What's up, Bardavello? Good to see ya. You can gift out subs on Rumble and on Pilled too. I think you can. Pretty sure you can. I'm not 100% sure if you can. I think you can. I know you can subscribe. You can subscribe on Pilled. You can subscribe here on Rumble. You can shower the chat with your love on Rumble, or spray the chat with your love. Whatever verb you want to use. I'm not going to judge you, okay? I'm not a judgy type of guy. Not usually. Sometimes. I'm not perfect, guys. What's up, Just Gina with a red pill over there on pill.net. Thank you very much. Guys, if you haven't followed Just Gina, follow Just Gina. She puts out the content as well, and a repost. Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. But following is also very free. Let's see, what else can you do? Oh, there are other ways. If you want to donate directly to the Dozer Den, which we had an individual on Tuesday tear it up with Venmo and Cash App. Venmo, Cash App. You pick whichever QR code you want to use, guys. Look at that. It's so fancy. Trump's creeping over it. It's a good time. It's a good time. They disappear in like 15 seconds or something like that. I forgot I said that. But yes, I'm having a good day. I think. Yeah. Pretty good day. Got some stuff done. We got the mini dozer, the boy, who is currently sleeping on the other side of this computer. Got him moved to the big boy bed. We put the crib up, kept the changing table upstairs so that we could use it as a little dresser / changing table, I guess, if he needs it. Because not potty trained yet, but he did pee on the potty twice yesterday, in the morning and in the evening. Or wait, it was the day before yesterday. Peed on the potty twice. We're making progress. I think we might have to do the thing where you just let him run naked and then figure it out. I don't know, though. It's been a while since we had to potty train a kid. Like 8 years or 5 years, I guess. Middle dozer is 8 years old, and the eldest dozer offspring is 10. So, yep. Mini dozer is going to be 3 in March. So, getting big. Exciting times. Lady dozer's a little bit sad about it, but she'll be all right. She says something about wanting another one. I'm just like, I'm 35. I think 3's a good number. Gosh darn it. It feels like it is, but anyways. We do have some topics that we're going to discuss. What's up, Harry Toe? Good to see ya. We do have some topics. We are going to talk about some of the biggest news that has broken on the internet over the last couple days. Dan Bongino, Deputy FBI Director, until January, has announced that he will be resigning in January. Not sure when exactly in January, but he is. You know, it is what it is, I guess. But I got 5 more in me. I mean, I can make it happen. I have the physical. I could make it happen. I don't know though. I'm Catholic too, so it's not out of the question. It wouldn't be a surprise to people if we had 5 more. But But yes, we are going to be talking about Dan Bongino. He is deciding to resign. We've been hearing rumblings of this for months. Whenever he took that week off, he was pissed off about the Epstein stuff, from what I understand. He still towed the line, but I mean, I kind of get it. There's legal ramifications, I'm sure. And, he looked like he was in a hostage video whenever he was on Fox talking about the Epstein files. We reacted to it then. I had a pretty visceral reaction to that interview with, what's her face? Duck Lips. Not Janine Pirro. Maria Bartiromo. Yes. She's not that bad looking. I shouldn't be mean. But there's, plastic surgery. You got to be careful with that, okay, guys? Ladies, if you start getting plastic surgery in your older years, just be careful. Just be careful, okay? There's a classy, and then there's a what are you doing? Just saying. But we're going to talk about that a little bit. Go through his post, um, muse a little bit, and then got an article from Sky News, which we will tear it up because just in my brief scan of the article from Sky News, oh, they're just so wrong. So wrong. Yeah, Bartiromo looks fine for her age. She does. She doesn't look bad. I did just notice the lips. The lips are a little bit much. A little bit much. Could be the makeup. Could be the makeup. I don't know, but maybe I don't know. You just gotta be careful with the lips. I will say, Tommy Lauren, whoever did her plastic surgery, they did it right. They did it right because she had some stuff going on with the upper, and she wasn't bad. She's not bad looking. I will say, man, these ladies on TV, they put a little bit too much makeup on, just a little bit too much. Well, hello there, Oreo. That is not the typical kitty co-host. He's being a creeper over there. He is a derp cat. If you look into his eyes, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. But yeah, that's Oreo. That's the brother to the other cat. He's skinnier, but he's finally starting to get a little bit of weight back on him. He was struggling there for a minute. Laura Blades, you're back! You're back, Laura Blades. Good to see you in the chat. I am glad I'm not sure what you did to figure it out, but good to see you back in the chat. Look at that. Look at that. I would say, you know what? You made the kids happy. Did you ever, what was going on? Did you ever get a hold of customer support and get it figured out? I was very curious about that because I haven't had that issue before. But I wish I could like fix the things, but I don't have that within my power. I don't. Second topic of the evening, guys. We are going to talk a little bit about. We're going to actually watch the Trump address, the last night's address from Donald Trump. There was a bunch of rumors, and Tucker Carlson, swing and a miss, buddy, swing and a miss. You apparently said high-level congressional sources said that we were going to war with Venezuela. That was what was going to be announced. Turns out, no, that's not. There were a couple things that made me go, all right, cool. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie, guys. For the most part, I was less than enthused. I was not not. It didn't really stir anything in me. It was a lot of the same old from what I heard. Maybe I didn't give it enough attention. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe we can watch it on the show, and then break it down a little bit. So more like an epic troll. Could have been. You leak a little of information, or you link a possible lead, and then just do a little bit of pulling the rug out from underneath people because everybody was paying attention to that, right? And it was pretty much just hey, first year, I'm back. Look at what I did. Looky what I can do. Stuart from Mad TV. What's up, Sam Duty over there on the YouTubes? Thanks for watching in all the places that you might be watching. Oh, guys, I forgot. If you want to subscribe to the channel, you can subscribe to Bulldozer74 for a measly $5 a month. It's possible. It's possible. And if you subscribe here on Rumble, you get access to all the amazing emotes that are available. Your name lit up in the most beautiful shade of MAGA red. That's right. Catch a Rumble rash. It oozes patriotism. Oozes patriotism. Some say it's one of the best rashes. The only treatment is more America. More America. Everybody loves America. That's what you gotta do, guys. Bubble Trump. He doesn't have the dunce cap on because the third topic of the evening. What's up, Chops ITMC over there on Pilled? Third topic of the evening. Well, it looks like it finally happened. Trump had a press conference today where he was signing an executive order and was surrounded by doctors. Marijuana has finally been rescheduled. Honestly, end goal probably just needs to be treated like alcohol, so descheduled. There you go, Harry Toe. He was pretty great. Mad TV was amazing. Way better than SNL in my opinion. But yeah, marijuana is, I guess, in the process of being rescheduled. I guess he announced the order, signed it. There's going to be some, I guess, paperwork associated with that. So it can be used for medicinal purposes. And I think that is a really good thing. There are a lot of people who benefit greatly from that substance in a controlled and responsible way. and people with pain, people with nerve issues, people with anxiety. Um, it's probably running in before I leave work. Heck yeah. Um, yeah, it's about time. It really is about time. And eventually, the more research they can do, maybe. I will say this. This is going to be great for the research, the medical research to occur so that it can counter some of the literal reefer madness propaganda. That's what I've been seeing on X recently. Reefer madness. They're playing a hand that is old and outdated and decrepit, but they're playing it. Yes, if people end up taking something for the first time and they don't know what they're taking and they don't do it responsibly and they're an idiot about it, you could have a problem. That's with anything. Okay, you drink to excess the first time and you're going to be throwing up and you could get alcohol poisoning. Well, when you throw up after you've been drinking, that's alcohol poisoning. Some people don't know that. Um, you know, it's I'm just glad that people that need it, people that have had it medically available on a state level, I'm glad that they are going to be able to use it without feeling like they're breaking a federal law. Because it's been federally illegal, and if it's open for federal at the federal level for medicinal application, I think that's amazing. And if it can help somebody not use something physically addictive like an opiate, that's it's just common sense. And Trump says that. Trump says that in his presentation. So I good Trump, very good Trump. About time. Thank you. And then he endorsed Tony Gonzalez in Texas. Bad Trump. Bad Trump. Do the AK guy. Brandon Herrera. He's literally the one you should be doing, but okay. It's so much. It's like whiplash sometimes. It's whiplash. And I said when he got elected, guys, you're not going to get everything you want. It's not going to be that silver bullet that fixes everything and makes everyone so rosy, makes everything feel great and it's rose colored glasses and all that. I said right after he got elected, I'm like, yes, it's a win, but it's going to be a tough year, and economically, I was pretty spot on with that. Now there have been some things that are getting better. The gas prices are starting to go down. I did see an economist say that could be indicative of a recession. I don't know what logic there is behind that. Kind of disagree, but what's up, S. Henson? Howdy ho! I don't know why I went Mr. Hanky. You were doing Heidi Ho Neighbor from Home Improvement. I went Mr. Hanky from South Park. You were going Wilson. I was a swing and a miss on my part, S. Henson. A swing and a miss on my part. You live in a legal weed state, and I'm tired of smelling it everywhere. I'd rather smell cigarettes. That is because people are assholes, Harry Toe. If God, I hate it that there are people that put a bad name on it. Don't smoke in public, retards. Just don't do that. That's an asshole thing to do. Don't smoke in public. Keep it at home, use it medicinally, and if you are using recreationally in a state that allows that, don't be a dumbass about it. Don't be a dumbass. Ugh. I hate that. There you go. From my understanding, it will highly affect the Commonwealth states that still keep it illegal. Well, I mean, for medicinal applications, yeah. But they both work. Well, good, S. Henson. Mm. Yeah, I hate the people that and I know people like that. I know people like that will absolutely that absolutely do that. Here in Missouri, it is technically legal recreationally and medicinally. But really, we don't have that much of an issue with people smoking in public because the cops are pretty on it. Like if you're smoking in public, it's the same thing as drinking in public, and they're going to be on your ass quickly. Now, people who are using like an edible or something like that, you can't really tell. But in that aspect, I mean, they're just really messed up and probably shouldn't be out in public. Go home and sit on the couch, Stony. Go home, sit on the couch, get you a nice bag of chips, watch some anime, chill. Have a chill evening. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy imposing on others. It's not cool. I don't like that. Last topic of the evening. I just looked up some UFO videos and I want to watch some UFO videos. Yeah, I think that's fine. We're probably going to keep it to about a 2-hour stream tonight, so we're going to be a little bit rapid fire compared to how I normally do. I squirrel, guys. I squirrel. So, sometimes I'm a dirty, rotten liar, and we go way longer than what I said. A couple times out of the year, maybe. What's up, Woodgeek? Good to see you. Guys, if you do repost and comment, I will be shouting you out here on Rumble periodically. Um, do a little refresh every now and then just to check on that. If you guys have not smashed the like button yet, go ahead and give it a good smashing. See, we have 7 people thumbing up the stream. That's right, thumb it up real good. Appreciate you guys, and hope y'all are doing well. Get high at home and watch UFO videos. Yes, simple. Harry Toe, you have the answers. You have the answers, Harry Toe. Oh, guys. By the way, I didn't announce. Did I? Most of y'all already know, but if you didn't know, I stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 9 p.m. Central. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 3 to 4 news topics with palate cleansers sprinkled about. Saturday shows, it's a hangout stream, a decompress stream, a chill stream, with maybe one topic, but for the most part, we take music video requests for the Dozer Den DJ Hour, where you can rock out with your cock out, jam out with your clam out. Those are the only 2 options. If you're intersex, I ask that you please pick a fucking lane. Read the sign, pick a lane. Thank you to Third Rail Politics for making that. I love it. I love it. I do believe that the background picture, I think this is going to be the logo. I'm going to fix the font a little bit, but I think this is probably going to be the logo for the channel. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Now I can't find it. I can't find it because I suck. Oh, it was there, but now it's gone. Weird. Oh, wait, there it is. It's right here. Oh, wait, I got to turn the camera off. Not that. That one. I think that's going to be the logo. I'm going to fix that D because the Dozer Den, it looks like Dozer Owen. And it's not an Owen. It's a Den. Is the camera going to come back? Ah, there we go. The camera is back. Essence in 1980. My mom is 77 and tried my vape pen tonight for the first time ever to see if it would help her pain. She's convinced now. Said it doesn't hurt to stand up. That's awesome, Essence, and that is a great story. And, I have absolutely heard stories like that. People that have had back surgery in the past, people that have some nerve issues in their lower back, loosens things up. So, yeah, it's actually it's supposed to be a D, but it ended up looking like an O. Actually, I think Lady Dozer worked on that, but yeah, but yeah, I think it's a cool logo. Thanks, Harry Toe. You rock, you rock on with a heart on. I'm different. Oh God, hey, you know what? I'm not judging. All right, it does need fixing. It does need fixing. Yeah, I'm gonna change the font in general, though. I think I'm gonna make it a little bit like more like race car kind of look, or like comic kind of style, because you got the comic like pow kind of thing going on there with the Killdozer. Figured, over 200 streams in, we might as well actually, make some. Yeah, just the D. It's all about the D, guys. All about the D. But those are the topics we're going to discuss tonight. But first. Oh, if you guys liked the thumbnail, Dan Bongino, hold on. I said, okay. I had to go Dan Bongino with the tears holding onto a bong. It's a weird bong that Grok Imagine came up with. I'm not sure what that is, but it looks like a happy little green bong. But first, got a few little things I'm going to share with you guys. Oh, they found the Brown University shooting guy, the shooter. Apparently, they found him dead in a storage unit. I guess it's a him. Very, very fresh news. So that wasn't something that I had on the. I might pull up an article about it. Apparently, they've been tracking the guy down or the person down, and they had checked into a storage unit or gone into a storage unit and not left. So apparently, they found the person. I guess we'll see when they do more investigating if it's actually the individual who committed the act. So, how many people were killed in that shooting? It seems like the Australian shooting, the Bondi Beach one, kind of overshadowed that. I think just the one, was it just one person that got killed in the Brown University shooting? Because it was a pretty targeted attack. There were people that were injured, other people injured in the Brown University one, but I can't remember hearing reporting on how many actually, how many deaths there were from it. I know the one girl, the leader of the conservative group on campus, was one that was targeted from what I understand. But I know several boomers who use THC for pain relief, mostly with CBD for ointments. Yep. Oh, 2 people were killed in that one. Damn. Yeah. It's just crazy. It's like this time of year, it seems like things ramp up in that aspect. I don't really understand why, but It sucks. Really sucks. Another thing that sucks is that darn plane crash. That NASCAR driver, what's his name? Greg Biffle. His wife and children, 14-year-old girl, daughter, and a 5-year-old little boy were on that private jet when it crashed, and there's no way he survived that. Um, just truly, truly tragic. Hate that. But before we get into the topics, guys, I have some good stuff. I have some good stuff. Some positive vibes, positive energy. Um, positive energy. I think Dan tried his best. I agree, Harry Toe. I've been pretty hard on him, but I think it's a testament that he is leaving at this point. It's the FBI needs to be abolished, in my opinion, and Trump could do that, but there's no way the intel agencies are going to let that happen. There's no way. But it's so necrotic. I think the FBI, CIA, um, MI6, those are the head of the snake, and they need to be dealt with in a legal way, non-violent, legal way. But Biffle was a good dude. He was one of the guys flying private helicopters in North Carolina after the hurricane to evac people and deliver supplies on his own time. My gosh, God bless him. May he and his family rest in peace. That is, man. Oh yeah, Cash is god awful. I am not happy with Cash. From what I've heard, he finished what he was brought in for. I guess so. Here's a positive energy kind of thing. Apparently, they were studying color. The school principal brought in special glasses that allowed this youngster to see color for the first time. This is really cool. There are people, I guess, who are mostly colorblind. And I mean, I know that it's rare to be almost completely colorblind, like the black white, but it does happen. Usually, people are like red green colorblind, or like my coach, one of my coaches in high school, he came up to me when he was giving us out medals for the weightlifting competition, and he came up, he asked me, he said, "Dozer, is this gold or is this bronze?" I said, "Coach, I didn't know." I was like, "No, that's bronze, man." He said, "Okay, just want to make sure." And he told me later, he's like, "I'm a little colorblind," but apparently this kid was pretty much all colorblind. Mm. You guys hearing anything? I'm not. No volume. Yeah, I can tell. Weird. What are you doing, Rumble? I might have to do a refresh real quick. Did you guys hear the theme song? Yeah, I could hear the theme song. For some reason, this doesn't have volume though. Odd. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. No volume. I'm gonna do a refresh real quick. Just a second here. Let me see if I can fix it with a refresh. All right. Audio controls look good. It might be on X's side of things though. Uh, no audio. I don't hear it in my headphones. Huh. Hmm. Sucks that Dan won't be able to talk about anything he saw. Yeah, probably won't be. From what I heard, so you met two people in my life that were full black white colorblind. Yeah, it's really rare. I don't know what Rumble is doing because I assume it's Rumble. Maybe it's X. Let me do a refresh on X because I have things that I wanted to play for you guys tonight. I can't share the audio. Can't really do that. We'll just talk about it, I guess. Might have to go into my settings if it's. Oh goodness, let me get off Wi-Fi. It's probably not the issue, but yeah, you guys hear me, but I don't think you guys heard the audio on Build.net. Did you guys hear that video that I played with the kid? Hmm. Okay, maybe there wasn't any audio on that video. I don't know. Well, that was a positive vibe, hopefully. Got another one, too. Hmm. So apparently, and to YouTube, guys, this is a description of a military weapon in Russia. I'm not using it to disparage anybody, YouTube people. Um, Apparently, Russian soldiers use a faggot, ATGM, FAGOT, to eliminate Ukrainian strongholds and manpower. Soldiers from the East Group of Forces operate the faggot in a forest built near Gileopol and Zaporozhye, I guess, region. My Rubble hates colorblind kids. Apparently. But let's check out this one. Let's take a look at the faggot, guys. It's a missile. The raging faggot. Wow. That faggot's causing some explosions, y'all. Look at the way he handles that faggot. All right. If YouTube was going well for a second, it won't be, gosh darn it. Oh, we have kids fighting an activity. They're Jedi. You know, I can understand the confusion, kids. I can understand the confusion. You're wearing the robes, you got the staff, you might as well act like it's Star Wars, okay? I get it. I get it. Can I get one of those to keep those damn kids off the lawn? Yeah, just unleash the faggots. I need to stop. I need to stop. Those kids are funny. It's good stuff. Oh man. Oh man. All right. All right. Lady Dozer may be coming up here later to finish wrapping presents. Earlier, I was listening to Robert Gouvea's stream, breaking down the legal stuff of the day. We were wrapping presents. I am not great at wrapping presents, but I do my best. And I tried to use the fancy method where you turn it at an angle and then you wrap it like diagonally. And I had a couple of them turn out looking really good. Okay? A couple. Other ones, not so much. What is up, Sertorius01? Good to see you. Oh, I did forget to mention, guys, any stream that we do, if we hit $50 worth of donations, I'll put on a fancy hat. I'm a man of many hats. Nobody ever has to donate monetarily to the Dozer Den, but if you want to, I appreciate the hell out of you. All right. Watch one more cool thing before we get into the news topics. The Bongino news. This kid had 25 seconds to hit 4 shots for $10,000. And he delivered. Delivered like FedEx, guys. And he is in purple, so it works. FedEx.
All right. Ready? Go!
And the free throw. And then the 3-point. Yep, 3-point. And then half court. Is it going to happen? Get it. Get it, little dude. Go. I hope he won $10,000. I really do. The baby is happy. It's pretty awesome. Legend. Legend status.
All right.
Yep, that kid's a legend now. Going down in history. All right, let's get into the news, guys. Dan Bongino has decided that he is resigning from the FBI deputy director position. We all kind of figured, I mean, at least a lot of people did. I figured when they brought in, when they stole Andrew Bailey from Missouri. That was our guy. But you stole him. I think he would be a great deputy FBI director. He was the deputy, co-deputy FBI director. We figured he was the one that was going to replace Dan Bongino. Or hell, let's see somebody replace Cash. Monopoly Cash Patel. You know, the donator of the 10K was like, oh shit. Oh yeah, I saw one of those in the past, Harito, where the person technically had a foot right on the or right on the half court line, and like the toe was barely over, and they tried to like get out of given it was like an insurance company or something like that. I think they might have actually gotten out of awarding the money for that, but it was right there, and it was petty as hell. Uh, don't be that. Don't be like that. Just don't. I get it. You're an insurance agency and you don't have any soul, but come on now. Come on now. But yes, Dan Bongino. I think based on his body language, y'all, I think Bongino wanted to do. I think he wanted to change things. I think he wanted to be a change agent in the FBI, but I think he got in there and quickly found out that there wasn't really much he was going to be able to do. Cash is just trash. I one of the biggest disappointments I've ever seen in a cabinet pick. Truly disheartening to see Cash suck so hard, but it is what it is. Let's look at Dan's statement, and he's most likely going to be coming back to podcasting, which is great, and maybe he can be a good change agent in that way. He says, I will be leaving my position with the FBI in January. I want to thank President Trump, AG Bondi, fuck her, and Director Patel, screw him as well, for the opportunity to serve with purpose. More importantly, I want to thank you, my fellow Americans, for the privilege to serve you. God bless America and all those who defend her. It's a good statement. It's a good statement. And actually, before he even released that, Trump actually had Trump pretty much was like, yeah, I think he wants to go back to his show. So oh yeah, she's Scam Blondie is so gosh darn awful. I hate her with a passion. Don't worry, we've been mostly dead all day. Yeah. Andrew Bailey, Eric Schmidt, Josh Ollie, Dan Bongino, all good. Yeah, I think Bongino was unable to be as effective as he wanted to be. That's honestly what I think that's what happened. I think you can have a lot of and I think that's just the way it works with government a lot of the times, especially with politicians. They'll campaign and give a bunch of promises, then when they get in it's like a completely different creature. And some of the times it's because they get in and they're pretty much told, they're sat down and they're like, the people are pretty much the powers that be, let's say, are pretty much like, look, you said a bunch of this and this and this. In reality, you're not going to be able to do half of that. um you know and if you do, we'll kill you, or if you try. That's what I think honestly happens. And we don't need to accept that as Americans. We don't. Josh Hawley kind of concerns me sometimes. Sometimes I feel like Josh Hawley is getting paid for some. I don't know. He's had a few misses recently, and I think it has to do with donor dollars. I could be wrong, but he's largely a force for good, and he's from Missouri, so I like him. But yeah. What's Bongino holding on the thumbnail? I don't think he's a smoker. No, I'm joking around with that. I just figured we're talking about Dan Bongino. Third topic, we're going to be talking about the marijuana rescheduling to 3 instead of 1. Those are the two of the topics. A lot of the times with my thumbnails, I'll mix some of the topics whenever I'm entering prompts into Grok. So yeah, no, I don't think he's a smoker. I just thought it was kind of interesting. What's up, Salty Zipper Tits? Don't forget to hit that repost here on Rumble and elsewhere. I'll bet they shackled Dan with a slew of NDAs on the way out. Yeah. Yeah. When he comes back, it's going to be a huge show. It's going to be a huge show. And I think when you looked at his body language, when he was talking about how he said Epstein killed himself, when he said that, it looked like a gun was it looked like somebody had a gun under the table pointing at his gut. And he knew. Like, that's what it looked like. Maybe I'm reading into it. I don't know. But I was, not pleased. And my thing is, I think a lot of these people have their families threatened when they get in. And I'll say this, if you're in a spot where you're not going to be able to get the things done that need to be done because of who has nothing to lose though? Like how many people actually have nothing? Because even if you don't have a wife and children, you've got parents or brothers or cousins or grandparents or something, like you got people in your life that could be leveraged against you. So that could very well be the case, Salty Zippertits. That could very well be the case. Either tells all first day or else his podcast. I don't think he's got such a rabid fan base. I don't think that the people are going to abandon him. And he's a smart guy. He's probably going to do it, and he's probably going to come out with the right kind of approach that's going to make people like, okay, whatever. Um, that's what I kind of figure. But all right, we have an article from Sky News, the Imagination Land, Australia news source. We are going to tear this article apart as we read through it because they have some bullshit in it. But the link to the article is in the description if you want to go look at it and maybe leave comments. I'm not telling you what kind of comments you must leave under this article, if that's even an option. Some articles have that, some articles don't. From Sky News, Dan Bongino, controversial FBI deputy director to resign next month. Who is this by? Well, it would be cool if you would put your author at the top, unless it's all AI. While Dan Bongino did not say when in January he would leave or what he would do next, U.S. President Donald Trump said earlier in the day, Dan did a great job. I think he wants to go back to his show, wants to do the podcasting. It is what it is. Yeah, he does have a lot of people that will follow regardless. I'll agree with that. I never really watched his show. I watched him when he guested on shows, but it's just, I don't know. I think his show usually aired at a time where I was still at work. Did his show usually air at like 3 Central or 4 Central? I think it used to. But I mean, I honestly, I don't know. Just didn't watch him very often. I'd see clips every now and then, but the FBI's deputy director, formerly a controversial podcast host who spread conspiracy theories, has said he will resign in the new year. Dan Bongino was appointed by Donald Trump to be second in command of the federal intelligence body in February, serving under Director Kash Patel. Oh, it was at 10 a.m. Yeah, no wonder I didn't see it. I'm busy. It's the middle of that's like the second meeting of the day or towards the end of the first meeting for me. Announcing his resignation on Wednesday, the 51-year-old said he was grateful for the opportunity to serve with purpose. You listen to his radio show at work? There you go. While he did not say when in January he would leave or what he would do next, Mr. Trump said earlier in the day, Dan did a great job. I think he wants to go back to his show. In a social media post, Mr. Patel called Mr. Bongino the best partner I could have asked for in helping restore this FBI. Not even close to being done with that, and you need to do a lot better, Kash Patel. Let's maybe not promote people like Steve Jensen, who was going after those that were involved in Certification Day 2021, aka January 6th, with rabid ferocity. Maybe let's not promote that guy to the DC field office. That's kind of shitty, Kash Patel. Maybe let's not fuck over the whistleblowers, and then whenever he says something that was a little bit spicy, Steve Friend, he got a little spicy. I'm gonna give it that. But should he have been fired for it? I don't think so. Right after right after he came back, because he was saying, if you are evil, I will come after you. If you do the evil things, if it's provable that it's evil, I will be the righteous hand of God, essentially. I don't understand why. Then don't do the evil things. How about that? Let's see. Director Patel said he not only completed his mission, he far exceeded it. The FBI director added, "Yeah, no. Mr. Bongino worked for the New York Police Department for several years in the 90s before joining the Secret Service as an agent serving on the presidential details for then Presidents Barack Obama and George Bush." How about you? Yeah, Bongino and Kash said mission success. What prominent people in Deep State are locked up? Nobody. The Patel cartel? Yeah. I mean, they did go after a bunch of traffickers, like child traffickers. There's that. I'll take that. I hope they were able to go after some of the ones at the top, because you can catch all these little fish, little minnows, but if you're getting 50 minnows, but you're leaving out the freaking shark that's in the water, well, just saying. Blame Pam. Yeah. Yeah, she would be the one to bring the cases, and she's not. It's a fair point there, Harry Toe. Fair point. Dan can't prosecute the government Epstein Club because most of them are deep in it. Yeah, I agree. We'll see. I guess we'll see. I've seen reports that apparently the DOJ is uh, redacting the shit out of the files. So we'll see what we get tomorrow, guys. I hope that we see some accountability from it. That's what I would like. I would just like a little bit of accountability. I don't know. I don't know. No, technically, Sertorius is technically correct. He's like, the name names. Yeah, yeah. Salty zipper tits. I, I can't disagree with you. It would be nice. It would be really nice. The now intelligence. Now intelligence. What? The now intelligence began doing commentary on Fox News. What is this sentence, Sky News? Is this AI? Did AI write this article for you? The now intelligence head, I guess is what they were meaning to say, began doing commentary on Fox News more than a decade ago and had a Saturday night show with the network from 2021 to 2023. Did not remember that. He also started a podcast, The Dan Bongino Show, which Spotify said was one of the most popular on the platform as it aired. You're not going to mention Rumble, Sky News? That was his big thing. You're not going to mention Rumble? Aw. His appointment led several in the intelligence community to express concern over Mr. Bongino's lack of experience and support for conspiracy theories, according to Sky News, a U.S. partner NBC News. Gay. Out of control furious on Epstein files. Before his appointment, Mr. Bongino spread false information about the 2020 election, making unsubstantiated claims about voter fraud. Did you guys see that they just came out in Georgia with 315,000 ballots apparently had chain of custody issues and should not have been counted in the 2020 election in Georgia? Did you guys see that? And YouTube, go ahead and fucking strike my channel for that. Fuck you, YouTube. That's a report that came out, I think, yesterday or today. 315,000 votes. We want to guess who those probably went for, guys? Do we want to take a wild fucking guess who those went for? Oh, shoot. Yeah. But nothing's been done about it. And this is this partially on Pam Bondi. But here's the thing, guys. Trump put Pam Bondi in the fucking position. This guy put Pam Bondi there. So if we're going to blame Pam Bondi, Trump shoulders some fucking accountability for that, doesn't he? Fire the bitch and put somebody in there that would actually get something done. Actually fucking put people in jail, motherfuckers. Let's try that. But no. I hate it. He also claimed that Jeffrey Epstein had not taken his own life in a New York jail soon after his 2019 arrest and claimed there was a cover-up regarding the Epstein files. After his arrival in the Bureau, he said in a Fox News interview, "I've seen the whole file. He killed himself while looking like he was in a hostage video." Mr. Bongino's position came under further question after the FBI and Department of Justice announced in July that they would not be releasing any additional records from the Epstein investigation, despite earlier promises to release all the files. Sky's U.S. partner NBC News reported at the time that Mr. Bongino had a confrontation with U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi over how her department handled the Epstein files and was considering resigning. A source told the broadcaster, Bongino is out of control furious. This destroyed his career. He's threatening to quit and torch Pam unless she's fired. God, I wish he would have been able to get it done. I think that's legit. I think he was legitimately pissed off. So, yeah, 81 million votes for the freaking invalid. What is up, Alaskan Ballistics? Good to see ya, buddy. Guys, if you haven't followed Alaskan Ballistics, go ahead and click on the icon by his name. Follow Alaskan Ballistics. He does the splody stuff and some music stuff. He's fighting the moose. And bears. And weather. Alaska. Is it dark up there yet? Is it Alaska where it gets really dark for a long time? Or is that up further up north? I think it's a village in Alaska. Maybe. I don't know. Geography is not my strong suit. Trump is a typical man distracted by the lying blonde. Dang it. Darn succubus. They got him. Sartorius in 2010, conservative Green Beret Scott Brown drove 100,000 miles in his pickup truck to win Ted Kennedy's vacated Massachusetts Senate seat. DC Rhinos put him in his place. Later, Elizabeth Warren won. Yeah? The moose are salty right now. Well, damn. I would imagine so. I would not want to tangle with a moose. I would be I'd be in more fear with a moose in my vicinity than a black bear for sure. Black bear you can usually scare off. Grizzly bear, you better lay down. Lay down and pray. You have like 4 hours of daylight. Further north you go, worse it gets. Damn, that sucks. Not good for the vitamin D. Not good for the vitamin D or seasonal affective disorder, which is a thing. Sad. Aptly named. Aptly named, y'all. After months of pressure and repeated attacks on Democrats and Republicans calling for the files to be made public, Mr. Trump signed the Epstein Transparency Act in November. Good job, Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna. Before his appointment, Mr. Bongino also claimed that the FBI under previous leadership lied when it said it had not yet identified a suspect in a pipe bomb plot the day before the January 6th riots in 2021. It was riotous on one side. Didn't start getting riotous until they started screwing with the crowd, though. NBC News reported earlier in December that Brian Cole Jr. was arrested and charged in connection with the placement of the pipe bombs. Yeah, that guy's like partially verbal autistic. I kind of doubt that's the guy, y'all. I kind of freaking doubt. I fucking doubt that's the guy. But, that's just me. Yeah, I don't know what Mike Benz is on. Mike Benz is like saying like, "Oh, this is one of the parting gifts that Dan Bongino was able to give." I'm like, I guess once I've had, always I've had, Mike. I don't know. That's weird. That's real weird on the pipe bomber thing. He's like just lapping that one up. No questioning that one at all. I'm like, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Blaze's reporting could have been kind of. You think MK Ultra? I think it's hard even for an autistic individual though. The gait analysis definitely doesn't match up on that guy. From what I understand, they did a gait analysis like they used it for that guy, and apparently it doesn't match up. I don't know. More information is going to come out. We'll see if they can prove him, guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I think the Blaze's reporting was more accurate. It seems like they had more things line up, but I mean, I don't know. And that Capitol police officer just happened to get a job with the CIA right after that. Just saying. Oh, you think the J6 bomber and the Brown University shooting is the same person? I hadn't thought about that. That's a possibility, I suppose. I have not seen any evidence to indicate that, though, so pure speculation at this point. It'd be crazy. But what's up, White Pear 88? Good to see you. Let's see. Miss Bondi said earlier this month that investigators and prosecutors made the arrest after sifting through the evidence that had been sitting at the FBI. Just conveniently right after the Blaze report. Weird. But Mr. Bongino said as recently as last year that the pipe bombs were either an inside job, or the work of a connected anti-Trump insider, and said the truth was shielded by a massive cover-up. Agreed. In an interview with Sean Hannity on Fox News, the deputy director was asked about this previous remarks and said, "I was paid in the past, Sean, for my opinions. That's clear." Oh, that's not a good response. Not a good response. But, I work with a Spectrum guy, and it would be easy to MK Ultra him. Possible. It's possible. I'm not saying that the manipulation couldn't happen. I'm not saying that the manipulation couldn't happen, but I don't know. It's more evidence is gonna have to come out. Apparently, a lot of the people around that knew the guy, the Brian Cole guy, a lot of people say that there's like no way he was able to do it. So you're going to have a lot of character witnesses involved with that. You're going to have a lot of, apparently he lived with his mom. He barely got out of the house when he did. Like, apparently he shuffled about. So the video of the person on the 6th placing the bombs, I think it was a training exercise. That's what I think it probably was. I think that it was a Fed that was, the Capitol Police officer lady probably, or somebody in the federal government that was involved in a training exercise to place the bombs and see the reaction. That's what I kind of think. But, Chops team. See, the FBI is lying about everything until proven otherwise in every case. Be skeptical, guys. Be skeptical. Yeah. I don't know. Don't know. I more believe the chick who was a cop and joined the CIA. Yeah, that's more likely, in my opinion. From the reporting from the Blaze seemed pretty damn convincing for me. Not 100%. Not 100%. I absolutely, am open to the possibility that it was somebody else. But this Brian Cole dude it doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem to make sense. And maybe more evidence is going to come out. That's something we have to be cognizant of as consumers of the news and information, guys. We're not going to have all the facts in a legal process. We aren't. But always, always be skeptical. Be skeptical of the government. It's generally a good approach. But I'm glad Dan was able to get in and do some good. I believe Dan was doing some good there. But I don't think that you're going to be able to do much with the FBI or the CIA. I think they need to be abolished, and I think you need to start over. You need to look at every single person that's employed currently with them, figure out who you can keep on, and then figure out who needs to go. Because there's so many holdovers from the last administration, even the Obama administration. There's still people in there from the Obama administration that are loyal to that cause. And they're going to do everything. I mean, you look at the FBI over the last, 50, 60 years, done everything they can to go against anything that diverts from commie faggotry. Okay? So, I have a problem with the FBI and the CIA in general. Just saying. But thanks, Dan, for your service. And I hope he's able to Dan threw Dan under the bus a little bit there on that comment. A little bit there. We'll see. We'll see if he's even going to come back to podcasting. Who knows? He's probably going to. If I was him, I'd take some time off to get back with the family, because you could tell it was freaking killing him being away from his family. So, yeah, I wouldn't want to be away that long. You guys want to see a law enforcement officer getting after it? It's a 4-legged law enforcement officer. I hope this is real. It appears the pupper wanted to play in the snow. And snow first, and then get the guy. No, come on, play.
Stupid dog.
Yeah. I don't blame you, doggy. I don't blame you. Good dog. I would too. Okay? I would too. Dan will be better served in the radio podcast. He probably, I agree. I do agree. It sucks that he's not going to be able to say much about what happened or what he saw. It's going to be very vague, I assume. But, yeah. Unbuttered toast. Yes. S. Henson 1980 says, Dan needs to write a book with a ghostwriter and tell it all. That would be cool. S. Henson with a slap of that peach. Every now and then you got to slap the peach. You got to. Hairy toe. We'll slap that peach as well. That's one of the emotes, guys. If you subscribe to Bill Dozer 74 here on Rumble or in the dozerden.locals.com, because the dozerden.locals.com is an option for the first 30 minutes anyways. And if you're subscribing to the dozerden.locals.com, you can participate in the live chat, one of the most free speech live chats on the interwebs. Just no threatening to end people and no genitalia, okay? Very simple. No crotch shots, no dick pics in the locals chat. And, I think most people can adhere to that. Most people. Some people you'll have to struggle, but you'll make it. You can do it. And you can comment under things, and you can post things that you find interesting in that community, and then all the benefits of a Rumble subscription. So, really, it's the best bang for your buck on locals. But if you want to just stay here on Rumble, I completely understand that. Oh, let's see. So we played one of my... I don't think those are allowed either, Harry Toe. I think it was a couple Saturdays ago, we played one of my favorite Christmas songs, because Harry Toe asked. And here's a version of it that I think is kind of silly. I'm going to share with y'all. Gave me a chuckle.
I really can't stay.
Okay.
I got to go away.
That's fine.
This evening has been so very nice.
Okay, great. Good. I thought it was good too.
My mother will start to worry.
You live with your mom?
My father will be pacing the floor.
Wait, how old are you?
So really I'd better scurry.
The app says you're 29.
Well, maybe just a half a drink more.
No, you need to get out of my house. I'm freaking out.
Might
What are they gonna think?
say what's in this drink.
She made the drink, neighbors. She made the drink.
I wish I knew how.
What? Oh my
to
god.
break this spell.
Oh my god, I'm going to jail.
I ought to say no.
No,
sir.
this can't be happening.
At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
You haven't even moved. You're not even trying to
I
leave.
really can't stay.
I'm calling your ass an
Well,
Uber.
baby, it's cold outside.
Alexi will be here in 2 minutes. Please wait outside. I think that cleaned it up.
People that have an issue with that, come on. It's not okay. It's not okay, apparently. I think that song is just fine. Just saying. Let's go ahead and get into the next topic, guys. We have the address from the God Emperor himself, Cheeto Dictator. Glad you liked it, Alaskan Ballistics. He had an address to the nation last night. A lot of people speculated. They thought he was going to be declaring war with Venezuela, which we kind of already are in war with Venezuela. Not officially, though, because you can't technically do that. That's Congress would technically have to declare war. But what's up, General Zog33? Happy Saturnalia. Jesus was born in the spring. Technically correct, yes. Yes, but you know what? We took advantage of those vicious pagans, and we put our holidays at the same time to make it an easy and palatable switch. That's what happened. I'm not even mad about it, honestly. I'll take it. Good God. 3 times the Passover lamb. But let's go ahead and give this a watch. We've got the presidential address to the nation. I think a lot of it ended up being kind of like campaign kind of stuff, but you know what? If it was a troll to get everybody's eyes on it, masterful, because it got 134,000 views on Rumble. Let's just look at some of the views from the White House on the Rumble page. Excuse me. Check it out. We've got 14.2 on participates in Hanukkah reception. Oh my God. That was bad. What's his name? Mark Levin grabbing him around the shoulder and stuff. That was inappropriate in my opinion. Don't do that. That's the president. Don't touch the president. Except Mr. Plump when you cook him. Ooh. This one here, so that was 14.2 thousand views. The presidential address last night, 134,000 views. Like it, if it was a troll to get attention, masterful, fucking masterful. If that's what you were doing, Trump, which he does play the media like that sometimes. It's very possible. Could have had somebody leaking it to Tucker, so Tucker got it out there, and then everybody's like, "Oh, well, Tucker said he's going to declare war on Venezuela in this address," and then it didn't happen. But there were some good things, and we'll react to them as they come. Oh man, it's not a full 28 minutes. That's a good thing, honestly. Oh God, it was live it was not very long at all. I do remember thinking, like when I was watching it last night, I'm like, man, that was short. And also I was like, was that it? Which is also, that's what she said. Well, let's go ahead and give it a listen. We'll react. Maybe I'll pick up on something that I didn't hear yesterday. I don't know. You forgot one instance, though. Bill can help me figure it out. Maybe.
And I'm fixing.
All right.
America, 11 months ago, I inherited a mess, and I'm fixing it. When I took office, inflation was the worst in 48 years, and some would say in the history of our country, which caused prices to be higher than ever before, making life unaffordable for millions and millions of Americans. This happened during a Democrat administration, and it's when we first began hearing the word affordability. Our border was open, and because of this, our country was being invaded by an army of 25 million people, many who came from prisons and jails, mental institutions, and insane asylums. They were drug dealers, gang members, and even 11,888
Mental institutions and insane asylums would be the same thing. Right? Right? No.
murderers, more than 50% of whom killed more than one person. This is what the Biden administration allowed to happen to our country, and it can never be allowed to happen again. We had men playing in women's sports, transgender for everybody, crime at record levels with law enforcement, and words such as that just absolutely forbidden. We had the
Seemed pretty low energy last. I noticed this, and it's not changing. This he was really kind of. I think he might have been kind of sleepy, y'all. I think he might have been a little bit sleepy. What's up, Cheddar Steve? Heard there's a small oh no, you heard there's a small penis hidden inside the Christmas decorations. Does anybody see it? I don't want to be the guy looking for the dick. But if somebody wants to just get the magnifying glass out and be looking for it, you go right ahead.
worst trade deals ever made, and our country was laughed at from all over the world. But they're not laughing anymore. Over the past 11 months, we have brought more positive change to Washington than any administration in American history. There's never been anything like it, and I think most would agree. I was elected in a landslide, winning the popular vote and all 7 swing states and everything else, with a mandate to take on a sick and corrupt system that really just took the wealth from people and crushed the dreams of the American people.
What did he
For
just
the
say?
last states and everything else, with a mandate to take on a sick and corrupt system that really just took the wealth from people.
Did he say X-ray? Is he speaking Pig Latin? He's always small energy when he's solo and not in a crowd. That's fair. That's fair.
And crushed the dreams of the American people. For the last 4 years, the United States was ruled by politicians who fought only for insiders, illegal aliens, career criminals, corporate lobbyists, prisoners, terrorists, and above all, foreign nations, which took advantage of us at levels never seen before. They flooded your cities and towns with illegal aliens. They decimated your hard-earned savings. They indicted.
Yeah, guys, I'll say that 100%. He's better than the Bushes. We're not going to get everything we want out of this presidency. I still going to rant when I need to about it, but I want more. I want more good things. We got some good things today, but we'll get into that in a minute.
Indoctrinated your children with hate for America. They just released a level of violent felons that we had never seen to prey on innocent. They caused war. They caused mayhem. They caused a horrible situation all over the globe. But now you have a president who fights for the law-abiding, hardworking people of our country, the ones who make this nation run, who make this nation work.
He's definitely on the teleprompter.
And after just 1 year,
tonight,
we have achieved more than anyone could have imagined. Starting on day one, I took immediate action to stop the invasion of our southern border. For the past 7 months, 0 illegal aliens have been allowed into our country, a feat which everyone said was absolutely impossible. Do you remember when Joe Biden said that he needed Congress to pass legislation to help close the border? He was always blaming Congress and everyone else. As it turned out, we didn't need legislation. We just needed a new president.
That's just a campaign slogan.
We inherited the worst.
It's a zinger, but it's a campaign slogan, and it's tired, and I've heard it before. I mean, it's just red meat. It is what it is, but I've already heard it.
Border anywhere in the world, and we quickly turned it into the strongest border in the history of our country. In other words, in a few short months, we went from worst to best. We're deporting criminals, restoring safety to our most dangerous cities. Just take a look at Washington, D.C. It's at levels of safety that we've never seen before. and they decimated the bloodthirsty foreign drug cartels. We did that all by ourselves with our people, and we're so proud of it because they were poisoning and destroying our population. Drugs brought in by ocean and by sea are now down 94%. We have broken the grip of sinister woke radicals in our schools, and control over those schools is back now in the hands of our great and loving states where education belongs. After rebuilding the United States military in my first term, and with the addition we are adding right now, we have the most powerful military anywhere in the world, and it's not even close. I've restored American strength, settled 8 wars in 10 months, destroyed the Iran nuclear threat, and ended the war in Gaza, bringing for the first time in 3,000 years peace to the Middle East, and secured the release of the hostages, both living and dead. Here at home, we're bringing our economy back from the brink of ruin. The last administration and their allies in Congress looted our treasury for trillions of dollars, driving up prices and everything at levels never seen before. I am bringing those high prices down and bringing them down very fast. Let's look at the facts. Under the Biden administration, car prices rose 22%, and in many states, 30% or more. Gasoline rose 30 to 50%. Hotel rates rose 37%. Airfares rose 31%. Now, under our leadership, they are all coming down and coming down fast. Democrat politicians also sent the cost of groceries.
The groceries are still expensive. I don't know where they're getting these numbers, but the groceries are still pretty damn high. The turkey thing, I mean, I don't know. That's the gas prices are finally starting to go down, thank God. But I don't know. Let's see. That would be great, Sertorius. Throw at least a few fat, perverted congressmen to the lions. Lion party, guys. The lion party. That's what we need. Call it a black pill if you want, but I gave up on getting food things done this term. My supporters chimped out at the idea of voting bottom of the ballot up. Yeah. I don't know.
Soaring, but we are solving that too. The price of a Thanksgiving turkey was down 33% compared to the Biden last year. The price of eggs is down 82% since March, and everything else is falling rapidly. And it's not done yet, but boy, are we making progress. Nobody can believe what's going on. Here are just some of the efforts that we have underway. You will see in your wallets and bank accounts in the new year. After years of record-setting falling incomes, our policies are boosting take-home pay at a historic pace. Under Biden, real wages plummeted by $3,000. Under Trump, the typical factory worker has seen a wage increase of $1,300. For construction workers, it's $1,800. For miners, we're bringing back clean, beautiful coal. It's $3,300. And for the first time in years, wages are rising much faster than inflation. Remember that. The wages, just look at it. Wages are going up much faster than inflation. How big is that? Very importantly, there are more people working today than at any time in America.
Gas in Oklahoma was under $2. The further east you went, the higher the prices went. With our road trip, I was mentioning that. Literally $2.69 by the time we got across the state of Missouri. It was $1.99 in Oklahoma. $2.15, $1.99, $2.05. Missouri, I did get gas the other day for $2.32 yesterday. Found a little place for $2.32. That was awesome. That's almost back to where it was. When was that? Quite a bit ago. But California gas is about to go up to $8 a gallon by next summer. That's where I think some federal government might need to come in and shut that down. That's insane. Whew. Ooh, Sartorius, you got 223? I had 232 at one spot. It's 239, 259. It's kind of hovers, but
in history, and 100% of all jobs created since I took office have been in the private sector. Think of that. 100% of all jobs have been in the private sector rather than government. which is the only way to make a country powerful and great. This historic trend will continue. Already, I've secured a record-breaking $18 trillion of investment into the United States, which means jobs, wage increases, growth, factory openings, and far
Thank you,
greater
Wise Elk, for the
national
repost here on
security.
Rumble.
Much of this success has been accomplished by tariffs. My favorite word, tariffs, which for many decades have been used successfully by other countries against us, but not anymore.
True.
Companies know that if they build in America, there are no tariffs, and that's why they're coming home to the USA in record numbers. They're building factories and plants at levels we haven't seen, AI, automobiles. We're doing what nobody thought was even possible, not even remotely possible. There has never, frankly, been anything like it. 1 year ago, our country was dead. We were absolutely dead. Our country was ready to fail, totally failed. Now, we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. And that's said by every single leader that I've spoken to over the last 5 months. Next year, you will also see the results of the largest tax cuts in American history that were really accomplished through our great, big, beautiful bill, perhaps the most sweeping legislation ever passed in Congress. We wrapped 12 different bills up into one beautiful bill. That includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. Under these cuts, many families will be saving between $11,000 and $20,000 a year, and next spring is projected to be the largest tax refund season of all time. Because of tariffs, along with the
Okay, so what's that? So refund time's going to be higher this coming spring? What are we looking at is my question. What specifics are we looking at? Is that or tax cuts in general, I guess? I don't know. I'm confused. It feels like I don't know. I would just like the federal income tax to be abolished. That'd be nice.
just passed one big, beautiful bill. Tonight, I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special we call Warrior Dividend before Christmas, a Warrior Dividend.
I like that.
In honor of our nation's founding in 1776, we are sending every soldier.
I'll say they don't get paid near enough. They got their sign-on bonuses, but yeah, that's cool. $1,776.
$1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody
probably
understood that one until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military. And I say congratulations to everybody. And by the way, we now have record enlistment in our military. And last year, we had among the worst recruitment numbers in our military's history. What a difference a year makes. In addition, I'm doing what no politician of either party has ever done, standing up to the special interest to dramatically reduce the price of prescription drugs. I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%. In other words, your drug costs will be plummeting downward. And I used the threat of tariffs to get foreign countries who would never have done it to pay the cost of this giant dollar reduction. They stopped ripping us off, and it began as of 4 days ago. There has never been anything like this in the history of our country. Drugs have only gone up, but now they'll be going down by numbers never conceived possible. It's called Most Favored Nation. And no president has ever had the courage or ability to get this done until now. The first of these unprecedented price reductions will be available starting in January through a new website, TrumpRx.gov. And these big price cuts will greatly reduce the cost of health care. I'm also taking on the gigantic health insurance companies that have gotten rich on billions of dollars of money that should go directly to the people. The money should go to the people. That's you. So they can buy their own health insurance, which will give far better benefits at much lower cost. It will be far
Slap that
better
peach.
health insurance. The current Unaffordable Care Act was created to make insurance companies rich. It was bad health care at much too high a cost. And you see that now in the steep increase in premiums being demanded by the Democrats, and they are demanding those increases, and it's their fault. It is not the Republicans' fault. It's the Democrats' fault. It's the Unaffordable Care Act, and everybody knew it. Again, I want the money to go directly to the people so you can buy your own health care. You'll get much better health care at a much lower price. The only losers will be insurance companies.
Sorry, how does it, sorry? So where's the money coming from? It's going directly to the people. He's saying, from whom? Like what? I need to read into this a little bit more to figure out exactly what their plan is. I mean, it is the Dems' fault. I agree. I mean, hell, you got people like John McCain that voted to keep Obamacare in, though. Like, yeah. The tariffs seem to be doing some good things. I don't think the Supreme Court's going to shoot the tariffs down, guys. Did they already rule on that? I don't remember if they did or not. I know it was going to the Supreme Court, but
that have gotten rich in the Democrat Party, which is totally controlled by those same insurance companies. They will not be happy.
But here's the thing: when the federal government does something, when government does anything that gives them power or gives them funds, they're never going to get rid of it. No. Don't pay bonuses for fat ass generals. Yeah.
But that's okay with me because you, the
Money
people,
printer
are
goes
finally
brr.
going to be getting
Bam.
great health care at a lower cost. Another major focus is the cost of energy. For years, the radical left Democrats exploited the green energy scam as an excuse to funnel many billions of dollars into their own massive slush funds as their energy restrictions drastically drove up prices, and they drove them up at record levels. Electricity costs surged 30 to 100% under Biden, and the typical family lost $5,000 to $10,000 in higher energy costs. Think of that,
in some places he has, Castro.
$10,000 you lost. On day one, I declared a...
But if it's part of a negotiation where trade becomes more fair between those countries, I can kind of understand that. And that's really what he was using the tariffs for, was trade negotiation. Also, yeah. Free pie in the sky? Yeah. Oh my gosh, Harry Toe, we need to make... I want personal mobile nuclear reactors. That's what I want. That's what I want. General Zog, free pie. What kind of pie?
National energy emergency. Gasoline is now under $2.50 a gallon in much of the country. In some states, it, by the way, just hit $1.99 a gallon.
Oklahoma.
And within the next 12 months, we will have opened 1,600 new electrical generating plants, a record, and it's a record that won't be beaten by practically, I would say, by anybody, or certainly not very soon. Prices on electricity and everything else will fall dramatically.
Get some nuke
the
reactor
Democrat
plants.
Inflation disaster, again, the worst in the history of our country, also robbed millions of Americans of home ownership and indeed the American dream. The yearly cost of a typical new mortgage increased by $15,000 under Democrat rule. In 11 months, we've already gotten that annual cost down by $3,000, and it's coming down a lot lower. Wait till you see. The numbers are going to be shocking. And I'll soon announce our next chairman of the Federal Reserve, someone who believes in lower interest rates by a lot, and mortgage payments will be coming down even further. Early the new year, and you will see this, in the new year, I will announce some of the most aggressive housing reform plans in American history. A major factor in driving up housing.
You know what would be awesome? For every child you have, you get a certain amount knocked off of your mortgage payment, or knocked off a certain percentage knocked off your mortgage period for every kid you have. I'll crank out a couple more kids. I'll do it. 260 to 290 when you filled up last week. Chops, what state are you in? Because costs have been going down here in Missouri and Oklahoma for sure, but that sucks wherever you're at, man. TrumpRx.com versus Obama. Yeah. I don't know. Pay $10 a day to go to work and gas. $2.50 would cut it in half. Yeah.
Housing costs was the colossal border invasion. We have never been invaded. This is the worst thing that, frankly, in my opinion, the worst thing that the Biden administration did to our country is the invasion at the border.
I mean,
The
it's pretty
last
bad.
administration
Yeah.
and their allies in Congress brought in millions and millions of migrants and gave them taxpayer-funded housing while your rent and housing costs skyrocketed.
100%.
Over 60% of growth in the
100%.
rental market came from foreign migrants. At the same time, illegal aliens stole American
Good
jobs and flooded emergency rooms, getting free health care and education paid for by you, the American taxpayer. They also increased the cost of law enforcement by numbers so high that they are not even to be mentioned.
That was a weird statement. They increased the numbers so high, they're not even to be mentioned. Like, what? I get what he's saying. It was odd phrasing. Whoever wrote that, adjust.
For the first time in 50 years, we are now seeing reverse migration as migrants go back home, leaving more housing and more jobs for Americans. In the year before my election,
You're in
all
Michigan.
net creation
Oh,
of
God.
jobs was going to
I'm sorry.
foreign migrants. Since I took office, 100% of all net job creation has gone to American-born citizens. 100%. In the end, government either serves the productive, patriotic, hardworking American citizen, or it serves those who break the laws, cheat the system, and seek power and profit at the expense of our nation. Look at Minnesota, where Somalians have taken over the economics of the state and have stolen billions and billions of dollars from Minnesota and indeed from the United States of America. And we're going to put an end to it for so
Stealing from the taxpayers. It's stealing from you or I.
long as before my election, the vast majority of good and decent Americans were forced to watch as corrupt politicians plundered the halls of power,
Missed it, S there, sir.
exploited our taxpayers, and pillaged every system that makes civilized society function. But not anymore, and you see that every day, not anymore. We're putting America first, and we are making America great again. Very simple. We are making America great again. Tonight, after 11 months, our border is secure. Inflation is stopped. Wages are up. Prices are down. Our nation is strong. America is respected. And our country is back stronger than ever before. We're poised for an economic boom, the likes of which the world has never seen.
I
Soon
hope so.
we will host the World Cup and the Olympics, both of which I got. But most importantly, we will celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. There could be no more fitting tribute to this epic milestone than to complete the comeback of America that began just 1 year ago. When the world looks at us next year, let them see a nation that is loyal to its citizens, faithful to its workers, confident to its identity, certain to its destiny, and the envy of the entire globe. We are respected again like we have never been respected before. To each and every one of you, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless you all.
It was a little bit better the second time I saw it. Not gonna lie. There's some parts where he was flubbing a little bit with the words, got a little bit slurry there. Again, he could just be tired. Dude works his ass off. So not gonna, roast him on that or anything. There were a couple parts that was just like, the inflation thing, you can manipulate. With the prices of fuel going down, that is pretty much the key. And he said that during the campaign. You get the cost of fuel going down, it's going to make everything else go down. He's not incorrect about that. Now, is there more minutia involved? Yeah, for sure. But 1,000 foot overview. Is that what I'm trying to say there? I think if we get the gas prices down under $2 everywhere, you're going to see a boom. That's what I think. You think you should do that every few months? Maybe. It kind of I know people like mock at Jimmy Carter, but hell, that kind of reminded me of Reagan. The clips, some of the clips I've seen from Reagan doing his addresses. Maybe not don't do Jimmy Carter. Don't do the fireside chats. Don't do that. What's up, CW? Good to see you. Actually, Harry Toe, you're in my mind. Okay, you're in my head because I've got at least one UFO video that I wanted to pull up. Maybe a couple, and then we're gonna get into the announcement about marijuana. But first, I have a fishing clip. Oh, I have a fishing clip first. It's a good one. This is a dad win, and this is a core memory for this father and son duo. At least I assume they're father and son. Absolute, just Chad moment. Dad W.
Yeah!
Giant. Careful.
That's fine.
Go. Careful, Rob. Easy. Easy. He's on the boat. Come closer to me. He's wrapped up. Yes, you can. One-handed.
Big bass.
I can't.
Good man.
I'm shaking. And I sort of flashed, so I let it still.
Yeah.
And this guy comes in and swallowed it.
You ready?
Yeah.
512, bro.
5 pounders! 5 pounders! 5 pounders!
Let's go.
Oh my God!
That's awesome. That is a core memory right there with Dad. That is good stuff. That is damn good stuff. Merry Christmas to Crazy Duck Lady and the chat. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas indeed. I've been making sure to say that at work quite a bit. Whenever I can, I'm saying Merry Christmas, y'all. Because this is important. It's important to do so, in my opinion. Let them know. Let them know, guys. Oh, where did it go? Shoot. I had a thing pulled up. I thought I did. Thought I had it pulled up. Oh, not a UFO. Not a UFO, but really easy explanation for NASA. Check out these new satellites. Disk satellites, guys. Disk satellites. NASA's DiskSat is gearing up to launch into low Earth orbit. 4 plate-shaped spacecraft will demonstrate a new small spacecraft technology that aims to lower mission costs and expand access to space. The launch window opens December 18th, 12 a.m. Eastern. Live coverage from Rocket Lab begins approximately 20 minutes before launch. Interesting. Take a look at this CGI render. Are they serious right now? That's what we're doing? Okay, NASA. Hey, NASA. Jerks. Come on. Yeah, Reagan talked a good game. He did do the amnesty thing for a bunch of people that shouldn't have been done, because it just opened it up for another push whenever they wanted. And that's what they did. It is. Oh, we got at least one UFO. One UFO, Harry Toe. Let's get it. Then we got to talk about the weed, guys. We got to talk about the wacky tobacco. Rescheduling the marijuana. I think the last thing that we do after that, though, probably just going to be UFO videos for like 10, 15 minutes. Probably. Let's check this one out, though. This one, this was Truth Poll posted this, which they're a little bit sketch sometimes, but, The infamous video of why did you put Anne? A cloaked like unknown object that was recorded above the UK that was videoed in multiple angles. This is a foreigner. The object was spotted in a number of areas over Cornwall, including Truro City Centre, Fistral Beach in Newquay, Carlton Claytip over the A30 motorway, and near a landmark named Roche Rock, and by a surfer above the sea off the Cornish coast. I've never seen this video. Have you guys seen this video? Look at that. I was saying it was birds. Some kind of bird? I don't know. Maybe? It could be a flock of birds. What do y'all think? What do you think? I don't know. I don't know, guys. That one's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. Could be birds. Yeah, that one wasn't a good. That one didn't hit as good. I had one saved from like a week ago. I don't know where that one went though. This is one that I did see. This has 15 million views. Good lord. This one was kind of interesting. From a plane. Then we'll get into the marijuana discussion. From a plane. Yeah, that one was cool. That looks like a kite. I don't think a kite would be up that high, though, guys. That 1990 Scottish UFO video is your favorite. It's a good one. It's a good one. The Phoenix lights are really cool. That's not a kite. I don't know what that is, y'all. Watch it at full speed one more time. That one's interesting. We'll watch some more here in a little bit. But first, let's get into the conference, the press conference about rescheduling marijuana. I think it's about time. I think this does make sense. This is not something that should be controversial. There are a bunch of people that can benefit medically from marijuana being rescheduled to a Schedule 3. And instead of 1, it should have never been a Schedule 1. That was absolutely just, and the propaganda that I've been seeing on X, guys, in response to this has been insane. Literally people screaming reefer madness. And I will say people that respond about the smell, the criticism of the smell, which is a valid criticism. If people are smoking in public, don't be a fag. Okay, don't do that. That's shitty. Public drunkenness isn't really cool either. But like, the response shouldn't be, oh, well, there's all other kinds of nasty smells in the city. New York stinks in general. Let's not excuse shitty behavior. How about that? In the 1970s, NASA installed an experimental restaurant on the moon, but it's no longer in business. Great food, no atmosphere. Good job. Good job. You slid it in there. You slid it in there. That was a good one, Sertorius. I like it. All right. I think we are right there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a couple seconds in. Let's get into the weed discussion. I think it's time. I think, honestly, probably should just be descheduled, decriminalized, I guess. People want to smoke. Don't affect others. That's the thing. Don't aggress upon others with your shitty behavior. I don't understand why people can't just figure that out. But Salty Zipper Tits says, when I smell weed, my lungs get horny. Respiratory erection. Huh. Interesting.
I got the pilot seat. It's pretty amazing. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, that's okay.
Thank you very much. Well, it's a big day and many reasons, really, for many reasons. And
I am not 100% sure on the process. I read an article months ago on this, or maybe about a couple months ago. I think Congress does have to factor into this, but I guess with executive orders, you just kind of throw it out there and see who challenges it, I suppose. Yeah.
I have a very distinguished group of people behind me, mostly medical people and brilliant people, and they really know what they're doing.
There you go, Crazy Duck Lady. Nice.
And I just want to thank them. They truly gave their lives in terms of the time and
We're talking
all
about the pot now.
incredible work they've done over the years and arriving at the position they have now. Most respected people in the country. Today, I'm pleased to announce that I will be signing an executive order to reschedule marijuana from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 controlled substance with legitimate medical uses. We have people begging for me to do this, people that are in great pain. For decades, this action has been requested by American patients suffering from extreme pain, incurable diseases, aggressive cancers, seizure disorders, neurological problems, and more, including numerous veterans with service-related injuries and older Americans who live with chronic medical problems that severely degrade their quality of life. And it's so really, I can't tell you, I think I probably have received more phone calls on this, on doing what we're doing. I don't think I received any calls on the other side of it, but hopefully this reclassification,
Agreed, Castro.
which by the way polls at 82%,
I do agree with that.
Will help many of those patients live a far better life. We're joined today by Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who's doing a fantastic job.
Well, Harry Toe, I mean, if it's legal federally in a medicinal aspect, if you have a prescription, I don't think your employer is going to be able to do shit about that. I don't know, though. I don't know how this is going to work for people who do use it medicinally. I'm not sure. It's every day in your state. Damn. I'd probably be in a wheelchair by now, if not for dabs. Damn, Salty Zipper Tits. Well, that's a testimonial right there.
Administrator of Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, Dr. Mehmet Oz. The FDA Commissioner, Dr. Marty McCary, Director of the National Institutes of Health, Dr. Jay Bhattacharya, and the Director of the National Institute on Drug Abuse, Dr. Nora Valkow, as well as Dr. Ilana Braun from the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute.
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
Duke University's Dr.
So CDL's got federal regulation. If it's federally legal to have a prescription for it, and you're not using while under the influence, I would assume they'd probably treat it like alcohol. I would guess. I don't know. What's up, Sanglant? Good to see you. Oh, and really quick, to all my monthly subscribers, thank you very much for monthly support. Harry Tone, nope. I don't know. We'll have to see. Like, the more that it comes out, there'll be probably more clarification. I don't know.
David Casseret, the National Commander of the American Legion, Dan Wiley, and my friend Howard Kessler. Howard, how are you feeling? I'm telling you, he looks better than he did 20 years ago. But I don't want to go through what you went through to get there. Okay. Right? But it looks like you're doing great. I'm proud of you. I want to emphasize that the order I am about to sign is not the legalization, or it doesn't legalize marijuana in any way, shape, or form, and in no way saying
Yeah, they're gonna have to edit that the 2A and the marijuana thing. If they they're gonna have to this is where there's gonna be some clarification that's needed. And I'm assuming in the order it's gonna be a little bit more specific. They're gonna have to adjust firearms, the process of getting a firearm. Uh yeah. It's there's a lot that's gonna go into this, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see what it looks like. This is a good step though, I think. Class 3 is codeine. If tested, it's still illegal. What about testosterone? So, like, testosterone is like I have a prescription for testosterone because I have low testosterone. Not mind altering though. So that's where they might have to. Interesting. Now, does that mean tested and shows that you're under the influence? Because does that have a level present in the blood or the urine that would indicate that you're currently under the influence of codeine? I would need to know this. Like, I don't know the specifics.
sanctions its use as a recreational drug. It has nothing to do with
They
it.
don't test for
Just as the
well, they
prescription
don't, but,
painkillers may
it's a
have
class 3.
legitimate uses, but can also do irreversible damage and never, if you look at some of the damage that can be caused, wreck lives, and if it's abused, it's never safe to use powerful controlled substances in recreational manners, and especially in this case, if you take a look, illegal and unregulated drugs, very, very bad thing. So I've always told my children, don't take drugs, no drinking, no smoking, and just stay away from drugs. I have been, they would look at me and they said, Dad, would you stop saying that? I would say it every time I looked at them practically. Young Americans are especially at risk, so unless a drug is recommended by a doctor for medical reasons, just don't do it. At the same time, the facts compel the federal government to recognize that marijuana can be legitimate in terms of medical applications when carefully administered. In some cases, this may include the use as a substitute for addictive and potentially lethal opioid painkillers. They cause tremendous problems. This can do it in a much lesser way, can make people feel much better that are living through tremendous pain and problems. 40 states and multiple U.S. territories have already recognized the use of medical marijuana. This reclassification order will make it far easier to conduct marijuana-related medical research, allowing us to study benefits, potential dangers, and future treatments. It's going to have a tremendously positive impact.
That's a very important point.
We're also
The being able to actually do more research with it now, I think that's a very positive thing, and I think it's going to lead to positive developments as far as regulations on a federal level are concerned. I think that's one of the best things about this is the research that they're going to be able to do now. You know, I think it's going to be beneficial.
also asking Congress to reconsider its classification of hemp-derived CBD to ensure seniors can access CBD products they have found beneficial for pain and other reasons. Some people are literally dying, and they're dying with tremendous pain, and this can.
Thanks for the repost on Rumble, Alaskan Ballistics. Appreciate
they
you.
have their senses about them, as opposed to painkillers, which don't allow that. Don't allow them to die with dignity, frankly. I promise to be the president of common sense, and that is exactly what we're doing. This is really something having to do with common sense. And it's something having to do with the fact that so many people that I respect ask me to do, people that are having problems, big problems. They are having big problems with illness, with cancer in particular. I now want to ask Dr. Oz to say a few words, followed by Dr. Braun, Dr. Casseret, Dan Wiley, and Dr. Valcow. And we'll sign the order as soon as they're complete, and we'll take some questions. Please, go ahead.
Mr. President, thank you for always bravely pushing for common sense change, as you call it. So President Trump, Secretary Kennedy have been pushing for change. They're passionate in their desire to help the American people. and they have relentlessly pursued this agenda throughout this administration. This also includes a deep passion for research, gold standard research, as Secretary Kennedy also says. But there's another side to the president that often isn't reflected in media reports, and that's the deep passion he has for the people in his life.
And that is where the jerks need to be put in their place, Harry Toe. Yeah, don't be a jerk about it. Greg Ohio, what's up? With a slap of that peach. One of the emotes you'll have access to if you subscribe to Billdozer74 here on Rumble, or if you're lucky enough to be gifted a sub with that red present box, guys. It's close to Christmas. You can shower the chat with your love, or spray the chat with your love. It's a good idea.
And he has called me frequently about the people who are calling him, as he alluded to, who are saying that they've got problems and they got relief from some of the solutions we're talking about today. Howard Kessler, who's standing behind me here, who's a mutual friend of ours, was an early caller of the president. Many others have ever reached out as well. And Howard's been a passionate advocate for avoiding narcotics, especially in seniors, and particularly seniors suffering from cancer. And that's a population that is a very important one. And it's a sympathetic population that's desirous of trying new ways besides some of the conventional approaches that have been tested by pharmaceutical companies but have untoward side effects. At the beginning of the year, one of the first things the president told me, he doesn't actually tell you, he demanded from me, that my agency, CMS.
Nobody demands from him. Nobody. You have to know him.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Use the whole tools at his wherewithal to find a better way to help seniors. A passion for a population that has gotten left behind with these discussions. I promised that we would find an answer, even though it had not been done before. And today we are delivering on that promise. Today, our Innovation Center at CMS is announcing a new model and additional actions to give seniors access to cannabinoids. These are CBDs. They're non-addictive, which many are already using to manage pain. There's some clinical evidence that's showing that CBDs provide relief from common conditions that affect Americans, including cancer symptoms and chronic pain and a slew of other problems that affect disproportionately seniors and our veterans. And 6 in 10 people who use the CBDs report that they improve their pain. I think all of those people are calling the president, judged on the number of calls in support of what we're doing today. And sometimes these decisions are difficult, and there's a reason this hasn't happened before. And there's a reason, Mr. President, that every president before you has whiffed on this issue. It's tough. And I know there's going to be a lot of discussion about it. That's why we're so passionate about making it clear that this patchwork that we're working within now, the laws and regulations, they're leaving patients and doctors without adequate guidance on the safeguards of how to use these products, even though they're still being used.
Yep.
At Medicare, we cover 68 million Americans, including people under the age of 65. And they did not have a way of providing these treatments until today. With the president's insistence, that's all changes. The Innovation Center models are going to allow millions of Americans on Medicare to become eligible to receive CBD as early as April of next year, and at no charge, if their doctors recommend them. Thanks to the hard work of the entire
did you just
CMS
say
team,
seniors
especially
only, though?
Abe Sutton and changes. The Innovation Center models are going to allow millions of Americans on Medicare to become eligible to receive CBD as early as April of next year, and at no charge.
So, okay, just the people that are on Medicare. What about people that are younger that might benefit from something like CBD? I don't like that. I mean, I agreed they should, but everybody, I think, if you're, I don't know, I don't like singling out just the seniors in that aspect. Why not for everybody?
If their doctors recommend them. Thanks to the hard work of the entire CMS team, especially Abe Sutton and Gita Dio at the Innovation Center, the accountable care organizations in this country working in Medicare will be able to provide these products, again, at no cost to patients. Medicare Advantage insurers, and we've been calling them, are also agreeing to consider CBD to be used for the 34 million Americans that they cover.
Vets too.
You can hear my voice and you're over 65.
Yeah, someone's
You
going
should
to pay for it.
attention
You're
to
right,
this
Chops.
executive order
It's not
because it's going
free.
to touch your life.
But
again, this all becomes active after the first quarter of next year. These CBD products must first meet local and state quality and safety standards. They must come from legitimate sources. And they must abide by other regulations of those states. With these boxes checked, patients can be eligible for up to $500 of hemp-derived products each year. This is the
Barito's
first
ageist.
government-led testing
Ageist.
of quality and outcomes for patients across different conditions, and it delivers on the need for more data collection and research into hemp usage. CMS is going to collect data, that's our job, on the patients that are being given these products by their physicians. In accordance with all the privacy and security regulations, we're going to analyze that data. We're going to make it publicly available to everybody to be able to analyze with us. If it shows promise, we will expand access to these products to even more conditions amongst Medicare and Medicaid beneficiaries. I want to thank not just the Secretary,
in the chat.
I'm Marty McCary. We want a lot of companies who are doing this research that approach the FDA for formal approval. That is the right way to move forward. And Jay Bhattacharya, who's hiding in the back, he rarely hides, but Jay runs NIH, and he's agreed to support initiatives to study the data that we're collecting. Howard Kester, God bless you for being a pain in our sides. Mr. President, he's promised to stop calling you. But on this issue, he'll call you on other issues. And I thank you again from the bottom of my heart for taking a difficult stance.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Mr. President, members of the Cabinet, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and for your leadership in rescheduling cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. This decision will accelerate scientific research and expand what can responsibly be studied. I'm a cancer psychiatrist and medical cannabis researcher at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Over the past decade, federal investment in research has helped transform cancer care. People are living longer than ever before. But cancer care is not only about treating the tumor, it's also about addressing the anxiety, the fear, the stress that can come with the diagnosis, symptoms that can interfere with treatment and make recovery much more difficult. Many medications we use for acute anxiety carry significant risks, particularly in the older adults. That's why we're studying specific natural compounds found in cannabis, including the non-addictive cannabidiol, to understand whether they can safely and effectively help manage anxiety during cancer treatment. Rescheduling allows us to ask these questions rigorously about dosing, about safety, and who may benefit most. This research reflects the best of federal.
Now, there's no physically addictive aspect to marijuana. There's the psychological dependence that can crop up, yes. And you can have physical withdrawal symptoms, grumpiness, headaches, stuff like that. Yeah.
Investment, helping people not only live longer, but live better. Thank you, Mr. President, for supporting careful, science-based research that puts patients first.
Thank you. Thank you, Doug. That's beautiful. Thank you.
I'll add my vote of thanks, Mr. President. I never really thought this day would come. I met a patient about 20 years ago, a retired professor named Elizabeth.
I agree 100% with that. If you have a predisposition for schizophrenia or psychosis, THC might not be for you. It can, usually with excessive use, can be pretty detrimental to individuals with a genetic predisposition for things like schizophrenia or psychotic tendencies. But again, that's with excessive use usually. I think there are I think most likely there are people who can smoke or use THC and those who shouldn't or can't. Just like with alcohol. There's some people who can consume alcohol responsibly. Aren't, fiending for it. Other people, they're going to drink this entire bottle in one setting. I'll keep the bottle for a month usually. My vice is soda and sweets. It's not good. Not good. My mother won't get in my car with it. Damn. I did hear somebody saying that the other day, that they're literally, they take like a hit, like a medicinal application in the morning, and then it gets them good for the rest of the day. I guess there's a difference between doing that and getting high and then going driving. I don't know.
Who came to my clinic, she was dying of pancreatic cancer, and she asked me then whether cannabis might help her. And I said no, because that's what I learned in medical school. She reached into her briefcase, took out a 3-inch tall stack of articles, put them down on my desk, and said, "Really, doctor? You should read these. You might learn something." And I did read those articles, every single one, and found a bunch more. And I did learn something. I learned that there actually is some medical benefit to cannabis that I had not anticipated, never heard about in medical school. Second, I learned that there was a lot we don't know. And third, I learned it's really, really, really difficult to do high quality randomized control trials of a substance that's federally illegal. This rescheduling has the potential to change all of that and to rewrite the way that we do research related to cannabis in the United States in three ways. First of all, it'll democratize the research process so that all academic institutions can participate in research, not just elite academic medical centers. Number two, it'll give patients and researchers access to highly refined, reliable sources of cannabis rather than relying on one or two sources around the country.
There you go.
And last but not least, it'll let us do the sorts of large-scale randomized controlled trials that we do in oncology and cardiology. Not dozens of patients, but hundreds or thousands of patients. That's how we learn. That's how we produce valuable knowledge that's useful in guiding treatment decisions. Mr. President, without you, this never would have been possible. And my patients and I and all of our families are grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor, very much. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, I am Dan Wiley, National Commander of the American Legion, representing 1.5 million veterans. We are the largest veterans organization. We have 2.5 million members of our American Legion family. And I want to start by thanking you for your leadership on this issue. This issue is extremely important to the American Legion, and I want to thank you on behalf of the veterans who are going to benefit from potentially the research regarding this issue. Also want to thank you for your VA Secretary Collins, and his work on difficult veterans issues with us this past year. The VA has worked with us on our Be the One mission, which is a mission to fight the epidemic of veteran suicide. Veterans are disproportionately affected by conditions such as PTSD, TBI, depression, and chronic pain. And with this reclassification, it will allow research to be conducted with regard to cannabis. There is anecdotal evidence that cannabis benefits these conditions, and now we'll have an opportunity to see if research does prove that it is effective. And if it is so, then it'll open up a whole new method of treatment for our veterans with regard to this particular issue. And so, again, I just want to thank you for your leadership and thank you on behalf of the American Legion for this executive order.
Thank you. Such great people.
Thanks for the support on X.
Never suffered and will suffer a lot less now.
You're right.
Based on what I hear.
Good
Anybody
afternoon.
else, please?
I'm Nora Volkov. I'm Director of the National Institute on Drug Abuse. And for us, the rescheduling opens the door to actually be able to accelerate the rate at which we can do research and discovery. And research is crucial in order for us to, for example, understand what may be and for whom the dangers of cannabis. Yes, cannabis can be addictive. And certainly people, adolescents and children may be the most vulnerable. But we cannot close our eyes to research and the opportunity that we are hearing from patients that for some of them, cannabis can solve their problem. And so what we need to do is do research, number one, to understand what are those conditions. Number two, in order to be able to optimally learn how to use it. And to understand, number three, who is at danger. And it is knowledge that will allow us to optimally benefit the benefits that...
Sounds like Mila Jovovich in The Fifth Element. Multipass. Ultimately, multipath. It's a good movie.
Maybe behind cannabis, as research shows, but on the other hand, also enable us better to do prevention interventions to protect those that are most vulnerable. So thanks very much.
Great job. Thank you very much. Thank you, Doctor. Bobby, do you have something to say?
I'll just echo, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for your leadership and vision and finally getting to closure on this issue. This is a question, a scientific question, that has divided our country for many, many years. And there are valid claims on both sides. On one side, patients and physicians attest that cannabinoids and THC can have miraculous effects on chronic pain, on epilepsy, on PTSD, on chemotherapy-induced nausea. My friend Howard Kessler, whom we wouldn't be here today, has drove this change in the schedule. But he did it because of his own experience in mitigating the impacts of chemotherapy. There's nothing to gain from this. He just saw something that worked for him, that worked for thousands of other Americans, and he wants to make it available to them. On the other side, there are valid claims about the negative impacts, about addiction, about psychosis, about adverse public health impacts, and impacts particularly on young people. So we haven't been.
So pretty much what he's saying is there's nuance to this issue, and we should be critical in our thought process about it. That's why I like RFK Jr.
Yeah, the evidence on all of these is anecdotal and it's hypothetical because we have not been able to do scientific studies. There is no standardized dosing. And if you don't have standardized dosing, any study that you do is comparing apples to pears.
Yeah,
and
it's a good
point.
point.
Know the difference between botanicals and synthetics, and all of these questions we're now going to be able to answer. 5 administrations have promised to act on this issue.
Yep.
The Biden administration promised to do this, and the proposal began during the Biden administration. It got mired down in the chaos and inertia and disorganization of that. And I want to thank President Trump, who made the promise during the 2024 election that he was going to come in and solve this issue, that he was going to take decisive action, and he has kept that promise today. And so thank you, for President Trump, for your vision. And because of that, we will have answers very soon. This will finally allow us to study this issue.
That's one of the most exciting aspects of this.
People.
Thank you very much, Bobby. Howard Kessler, a friend of mine, one of the most successful people in the country, came to see me on more than one occasion, actually. And he had some real difficulty about 3.5, 4 years ago. And he went through hell. And during his going through hell, he probably sampled everything you can sample when you're going through that, Howard. Sure. And he came to me, he said, there's been nothing like this. And we're going to have to take a good, strong look at it. And that's what he asked me to do. And others have likewise said that, many others, I mean, again, it's, I've never been inundated by so many people as I have about this particular reclassification. And I don't know that you have anything to say, Howard. If you'd like, you could say whatever you like.
I just want to help the people 65 and over and make a difference in their lives. And
let's fucking help the people that are under 65 too, you fucking ageist assholes. This pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie. This fucking line kind of fucking pisses me off. You know what? No, let's fucking help everybody that could fucking benefit from it, not just those that are 65 and older. There's a lot of people that could fucking benefit from this. So don't just focus on those 65 and older. That's bullshit. But you can fucking discriminate against people when they're under 65. You can't do it when they're over 65. That's in federal law, which I think it's fucking retarded. I think you discriminate against anybody based on their age, and you're a fucking asshole. Especially when it comes to hiring decisions or government, aid or policies like this. No, fucking make it for everybody. Which it sounds like it's going to be. The insurance hopefully will be able to help people out, I guess, with the CBD and other things like that. But no, that rubs me the fucking wrong way. I'm sorry. That fucking rubs me the wrong way. Help everybody. Don't just focus on one fucking category. That pisses me off. Fuck that shit. Ooh, they help to be the sick. Fuck everybody. Fucking help everybody. Why not help everybody? I just want to help people.
We have machines and talent that could do it, not in 8-year clinical trials, but in a year. And we're going to prove that may change the world, really, in healthcare. So thank you, Mr. President.
And I'm far younger than 65, so this does not pertain to me. Thank you. I don't want it, okay?
He's a peppy 80-year-old. I'll give him that. He's a peppy 80-year-old.
I'm not going to be taking it, but a lot of people do want it. A lot of people need it, and thank you, Howard, for really opening a lot of eyes. Okay, we'll sign it. We'll take some questions from the press. You can ask the doctor some questions.
What's up, Hans Diamond
And,
Ball?
it's an honor to do
Yeah,
this.
they're definitely focusing. But the rescheduling, though, the rescheduling is going to be across the board. Doesn't matter the age. They're talking about the age, and that's with like the Medicare and stuff, and giving it to people for free. But the rescheduling is going to be across the board. So, you know.
Well, that's a good one. We rate that.
That's good. And to all the establishment Republicans that were trying to push this not to happen, to all the propagandists that were really pushing hard against this, go fuck yourself. I don't know who pays you. Big Pharma, big alcohol. I don't know who's paying these influencers on the X Machine and elsewhere to spout a bunch of dumbassery. But you lost. Eat it. This is a good thing.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Any questions, please?
Mr. President,
Yes.
a health-related question on your healthcare plan. You've said you want to make direct payments to Americans, but these
I do like the
Obamacare
signature.
subsidies are expiring now in a matter of just a few days. More than 20 million Americans are now bracing for their premiums to skyrocket. Are you going to
Because
let
of
this
Obama.
happen, or
Yeah,
will you
because-
intervene?
Yeah, they will skyrocket because it was never any good. I'd like to see the money that is going to the insurance companies by the hundreds of billions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know, their stocks are up 1,400%, 1,800%, and 1,624%.
Obamacare was a gift to the insurance companies. Get her, Trump.
Their stocks are up through the roof over a fairly short period of time because they're getting vast amounts of money. I want that money to go to the people directly and let the
Crazy Duck Lady, I hope you have that framed. That's awesome. That is so cool. You're one of the good ones, Crazy Duck Lady. You're one of the good ones.
people buy their own health care, and they'll get much better health care than they get with the Unaffordable Care Act, as it's known by a lot of people. It is virtually unaffordable for people. It's a bad thing. We can have a great thing. Let the money go directly to the people and let them buy their own health care.
But this is an urgent
I'm fine
problem,
with
Mr.
that.
President. Is there anything you can do now, Mr. President?
This is going to be right now, as far as I'm concerned. Go ahead.
We just got data today. We have federal exchanges where people come shopping for the ACA. And the president hasn't heard this yet, but we've talked to the team. The percentage change from last year was down 2.7 to 2.8%. Not the massive numbers that have been predicted. And there's many possible reasons for this. But right now, Americans are signing up for these programs, despite all the things that have been going on. 2.8% is a tiny fraction of what many had claimed would happen. And I think it speaks to the fact the American people appreciate these ACA plans are already subsidized over 80%.
Yep.
So it's a good deal, even if you don't get the extra 15, 20%.
It's a great solution to much better health care at a much lower cost. Yeah, please.
But do you want Congress to extend these ACA subsidies?
Well, I'd like not to be able to do it. I'd like to get right into this, and I'd ask Oz this question in particular, but I'd like to see us get right into this. I don't know why we have to extend. This could be done rapidly if the Democrats would come along. We have a problem. The insurance companies own the Democrat Party. They own it. And the Democrats.
They own a lot of big fucking establishment Republicans too, not just the Democrats.
Democrats having a hard time. They give a lot of money to the Democrats. Very little money to Republicans, by the way. A lot of money to Democrats. And they're going to have to decide, do they want to do the right thing or do they want to be beholden to the insurance companies? They're making a fortune. I want the money to go to the people. Go ahead, Oz. How would you say that?
I agree with the president. We have some ideas out there. Congress is working through some concepts. I just want to emphasize that the ACAs are not imploding based on the data we just received from the federal marketplace.
This can go very quickly, actually. Yes, please.
Mr. President, can I ask you clarify something for me on the Federal Reserve? How many people are you interviewing for the Fed chairman, and what did you think of Chris Waller?
I think he's great. I mean, he's
Abolish the Federal Reserve, please.
been a man who's been there a long time, somebody that I was very involved with, in the sense of his career, and he's a fantastic man. I met him yesterday, again.
So how many people are you looking at?
We're talking to 3 or 4. I think every one of them would be a good choice, honestly.
Michelle Bowman?
We'll be making a decision pretty
Is
quick.
Michelle Bowman on that list too, or you can interview her?
She's fantastic. She's a fantastic person.
Thank you, Mr. President. Some GOP lawmakers have written to you in recent days saying they're concerned this executive order could normalize drug use for youth. How would you respond to them?
You think about this particular today? Well, I think I'd let one of the doctors respond to it because they can do it a lot better than me. But I can only tell you that when you see polls of 82% of the people want this, when I have friends that are really, really sick and they've gone through, I guess you could say, unfortunately, I don't want to become too involved in it because I don't want it happening. But these are people that really know what's going on. Very smart people. This is one of the most successful people in the country and a very brilliant guy. And when they go through this horrible ordeal of cancer or other things, and they realize that this is something that makes them feel better without all of the side effects of some of the drugs where you're just totally knocked out and out of it. But I'd like to have one of the doctors maybe respond because you people do it better than anybody.
I'm happy to respond.
Yes.
I mean, and my answer is we have had cannabis scheduled for how long? And it hasn't protected neither the adolescents nor the adults. We have 20 million people in the United States with a cannabis use disorder. This is not legalizing it. It's making easier to do research so that we can use it when it is indicated and optimally.
So it's also a big part of this is research. In other words, you'll now have a much larger sample and you'll be able to see if it's as good as many people say it is. I mean, people say it is beyond good, and you'll be able to find that out now.
On housing, you talked in your address last night about housing.
Yeah.
Are you still considering a national emergency over housing?
I'm looking at it.
What would
Yeah,
that look
I'm
like?
looking
What would
at
that
it.
mobilize?
You know, there's two thoughts on housing. You have a lot of people have housing that because we have such a strong time and such a strong market, their houses are very valuable. It's a big part of their net worth, their house. I don't want to knock those numbers down because I want them to continue to have a big value for the house. At the same time, I want to make it possible for young people out there and other people.
We're gonna maybe look at these companies buying up residential properties like BlackRock. We're gonna look at those. Vanguard. We're gonna look into what they've been doing because that probably needs to be stopped.
To buy housing. In a way, they're at conflict. In other words, you create a lot of
Vanguard's the
housing
other one,
all of
isn't
a
it?
sudden, and it drives the housing prices down. So I want to take care of the people that have houses that have a value to, to the house that they never thought possible, that have sort of made them wealthy and happy, and especially in their later years. Got to be careful with that. I want to keep them up. At the same time, I want to make it possible for people to go buy houses. Daniel, please.
Mr. President, you announced the Warriors dividend last night in your primetime speech. Very patriotic, very generous. What was the rationale and the thought process? How did you come up with the idea? What made you want to give back to
Well, the
others?
1776 was easier to come up with because we were actually
That was a softball question.
in 1775. The number was 1775, and I said, wow, I think we could afford one more dollar. But they came up to me, it was $1,775. So I said, well, let's add $1 to it. I think we can find that. And very simple. We've had a military that, in my opinion, by other presidents, was not treated well. They're incredible. They're our finest people. They're protecting us. And because of tariffs, we're taking in billions and billions of dollars more than we ever have before. With no inflation, by the way, with no inflation. You saw the inflation numbers. They just came out today. What great timing. Practically no inflation. And yet we're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars. And this is small potatoes by comparison.
So is that inflation rate looking at where we were at last year, comparing the number to last year? or like last month? Is it which inflation rate are we? Because there's different ways that people like. There are different ways people look at inflation. Some of it's month over month. Sometimes it's compared to where we were at the same time last year. I wonder which one we're looking at there.
Comparison, but it's a way of taking care of our warriors, our soldiers, and I appreciate that question, Daniel.
Yeah, and Caroline
It was an easy one.
She just posted on X, your press secretary, that the board members of the Kennedy Center voted unanimously to rename it the Trump Kennedy Center. What is your reaction to that?
Well,
I don't see the point in that one. I don't understand.
I was honored by it. The board is a very distinct.
I mean, the board decided to do it. Did he? I don't.
Distinguished board, most distinguished people in the country, and I was surprised by it. And I was honored by it. We're saving the building. We saved the building. The building was in such bad shape, physically, financially, and every other way, and now it's very solid, very strong.
All right.
We have something going on television, I guess, on the 23rd December. I think it's going to get very big ratings, and the Kennedy Center is really back strongly. It's in very bad shape, very, very bad shape physically. And we're also to get Congress to put up a lot of money and other people to put up a lot of money. We had a lot of donors come in for record-setting numbers. So we saved the Kennedy Center, and I was really this was brought up by one of the very distinguished board members, and they voted on it. And there's a lot of board members, and they voted unanimously. So I was very honored by it. Thank you.
Mr. President, will you be seeking any authorization from Congress for any land attacks on cartels in Venezuela?
For anyone?
For any land attacks on drug cartels in Venezuela?
I wouldn't mind telling them, but it's not a big deal. I don't have to tell them. It's been proven. But
bad Trump. Nope, bad Trump. I don't like that. That gives me bad vibes. I don't like it. Land attacks on another country. I mean, if you're gonna freaking do it with Venezuela, why don't you do it in Mexico? Seriously. Because you can't tell me that the one from Venezuela is more risky, more risky to the United States, the stuff coming from Venezuela, than what's coming up through from Mexico. So you're gonna have to be intellectually consistent here for me to believe what you're saying.
I wouldn't mind at all. I just hope they wouldn't leak it. People leak it. They are politicians and they leak like a sieve. But I'd have no problem doing that.
On that, Mr. President.
Yes, please.
Mr. President, there's a meeting this weekend on Ukraine in Florida. What are you hoping will come out of that meeting?
Well, they're getting close to something, but I hope Ukraine moves quickly. Because Russia's there.
Okay,
and
good.
Every time
Lisa's acknowledging
they take
that.
too much time, then Russia changes their mind. 27,000 soldiers were killed last month. Think of that. What do you think of that, doctors? 27,000. It's like a half a football stadium were killed in 1 month. And it's that way. It's anywhere between 20 and 30,000, mostly soldiers, also some people from Kiev and other places. But largely it's the soldiers. They're losing their lives. Nobody's ever said anything like it. It's the worst since World War II. And, you've heard me say I settled 8 wars, some going on for 35 years, one going on for 37, one going on for 32. And 8 wars, and I thought this would be an easier one. This is because of the animosity, the hatred.
Oh, are we getting a little bit of humbleness? He said, I thought it would be an easier one. Rare instance of Trump eating a little bit of humble pie. Like it. I like that.
It's a little bit more difficult than we thought, but there's a chance we can get this done maybe soon.
Sir.
Remember that 25 to 30,000 people being killed a month, young people being killed a month. Steve, please.
When do you expect to make your announcement about the new Fed chair, sir? Before the end of the year, what do you think?
Over the next couple of weeks. I mean, I don't know before the end of the year, but pretty soon.
And then Rocky Mount, North Carolina tomorrow night. Tell us what your message is going to be there, sir.
Say what?
When you go to Rocky Mount, North Carolina tomorrow night, what's your message going to be?
Well, it's not going to be that much different from what I did last night. I mean, we've had tremendous success. We're bringing prices down. We inherited a mess. And part of what we inherited was the worst inflation in 48 years. I say history, but we had the worst inflation that drove prices up.
1230
And now we're bringing those prices down. But I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about the fact that we secured the border where literally nobody
Jack
can come into our
985.
country illegally anymore.
Disagree
They
with
came
you.
in from prisons and mental institutions and drug dealers and, a lot of bad people from all over the world.
I think a little bit of humility goes a long way with people like me. And a lot of independence. Humility is important. Nobody's perfect. It's okay to admit when you might have been incorrect about something or when you fucked up.
World. Venezuela emptied their prisons into our country. We had Tren de Aragua, which supposedly, the doctors don't know this. It's the meanest gang of them all. Okay, doctor? You don't have to know about it. You got other problems. But they let a lot of bad people in here. And so I think I'll be talking about that. I think I'll be talking about the tremendous success we have by sending the National Guard into various cities. D.C. is the ultimate example. People walk to work and they thank me all the time. People in the White House, they just walk to the White House from 10 blocks away. Before I came into office, they couldn't do that. They were getting badly hurt in many cases and beyond hurt, killed. So we were losing people. We were losing, on average, a person a week. Can you believe it? More. And now we haven't lost anybody in a long time. I consider the two people that got so badly hurt, the National Guard, that's a different thing. That was terrorism. And probably terrorism, maybe terrorism, because they were unhappy with the tremendous success we've had, because they don't want to see this country be successful. But Washington, D.C. now is a safe, beautiful city where the restaurants are booming, the town is booming. People walk to the restaurants with their wife or their children and have a good time. We were losing all the restaurants. We were losing our life in this. We were just the whole heritage of Washington, D.C. was down the drain, and we brought it back. And now everybody's thrilled to be here. It's the hottest.
Harry Toe coming in with a $10 Rumble rant. Turning the chat gold. Says, I have more trust in space aliens over Muslims invading our country. I agree. I tend to agree with you. Turning the chat gold, guys.
I love gold.
Indeed. Thank you for that.
It's a part of the hottest country anywhere in the world. We become, in 10 months, the hottest country anywhere in the world. And we were, I say it all the time, we were a dead country 1.5 years ago.
Dead, cold, dead fish. Not anymore.
Yeah, he would like to see me. We haven't set it up formally, but he'd like to see me. We've had great success. Peace in the Middle East, aside from everything else. We now have peace in the Middle East. Yeah, he'll probably come to see me in Florida.
What do you say? He said peace in the Middle East aside from everything else. That's pretty fucking broad. This man is entertaining as fuck. I do love listening to him. Sometimes he pisses me off, but man, he's a fucking meme sometimes.
I'd love to have him. El-Sisi, he's a friend of mine. Yeah, I'd love to have him.
You talking about the ISIS guy? Is that the wait? No. El-Sisi is not. That's Egyptian, right? Isn't El-Sisi the president of Egypt? I think. I don't know. What is that, CW? I don't know what that is.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, press. Let's go. Thank you, press.
Shuffle them out. All right. Well, I mean, that was a good press conference. I liked it. I think it's definitely a good thing. Didn't really expect there to be a. Well, I mean, actually, I did. Trump works the media. He talks to them. Unlike Biden would get done talking with his prepared statement with the teleprompter, and then it was, all right, thank you, press. Get out of here, press. Go on. He mixed it up with them for like 10 or 15 minutes there. I like it. I like that a lot. That's an accessible president. I think that's what we need. Let me do a quick refresh on the X. And thank you, Harry Toe, for the comment over on the X machine. Appreciate you guys. Let me do a refresh on the Rumble and see if we have reposts or comments because I do like to shout those out as we go through the show, because I appreciate that. Let's take a look here. See, Wise Elk with a reply, with a comment there. Good stuff. Neurodivergent one with a repost. Shma with a comment on the video. Thank you. Salty Zipper Tits with a repost. CW with a repost. And then Alaskan Ballistics and Wise Oak with a repost. Thank you guys so much for helping this channel out in a very, it's a small little gesture there. Appreciate that. The cool thing about reposting, anybody that follows your channel is going to see that you have reposted this stream, and there is a repost tab on the homepage in Rumble, and people will see that there. So help the channel grow. Share the stream out, guys. Spread the message of the Dozer Den by word of mouth if you must. Let your neighbor know. I am going to be working on stickers and stuff like that in a sticker mule shop. I was working on it the other day, got almost all the way through, and then I had technical issues and had to get out, and I haven't gone back in and fixed it yet. But I do have a sticker mule shop that I've started. I have not connected it to Rumble yet. When I do, you'll see on the homepage, on my profile, you'll see the little orange icon. I don't know what that is. A purse? I don't know. But I am working on that, so there will be stickers and stuff, and maybe shirts and things, and I don't know. You have to pay $5 initially to get a design on the shop, like in your store. So I was looking at that. Didn't expect that, but it's not that hard. But yeah, that is in the works. I actually did create an account with Sticker Mule, and then I'm going to join the accounts with Rumble so that we'll be able to access that there. So, Salty Zipper Tits, I got 23 followers and 23 followers, not followers. Good Lord, words are hard. You're going to need that file and shipping. There you go. No fits supposed to. Yeah, sometimes followers happen just out of nowhere. It's like random fish in ponds that never got stocked. They happen sometimes, guys. They happen. I think that was a damn good press conference. I think it's a good move. I did not really even think about this shirt, Grass Daddy. That is lawn care. It's a lawn care channel. Okay, SB Mowing goes around and finds properties that are overgrown and helps them out. Usually does it for free and does the time lapse. Let's go ahead and get into some UFO videos. I was actually scrolling through my bookmarks because I knew I had saved a cool one. This was on December 7th, 2025. I think it's kind of cool looking. Any information regarding this very recent spinning diamond UFO video from Medellin, Colombia? Original video was posted by Instagram 2 days ago. If legit, it's one of the clearest footage. God, that is such a foreigner. Yeah, do the English better. Gosh darn it. CW, you're happy that I didn't fall off the ladder the other night? Me too. I still got to put a couple. Man, we're getting closer to Christmas. I still need to get a plug out there for the wreath and need to get the one of the projector laser lights for the big part above the garage. We usually do red and green little laser lights, but don't see profile pics in your chat monitor. Did you get hit by meat spin? I'm confused. Very confused. Oh no. Let's take a look at some UFOs.
In Colombia, we found a UFO, and I'm gonna zoom into it.
Bro, my food is gonna burn.
Where is it at?
Bro, they gonna say this shit like.
It's right here. It's right here. Okay.
It's about to go through the clouds.
No, that's.
Well, that's odd.
Hot air balloon? Fuck no. That shit.
No, it's not no hot air balloon.
That's rotating.
Look at this. We found a fucking UFO. That is a fucking UFO.
What do you guys think?
is that? It's like a diamond shape. Bro, what the fuck is that?
Yo, that's not a balloon. That's too big to be.
Bro, that's like a diamond shape.
Look at that shit. That's a perfect shape.
Bro, what is that? It's like rotating.
It's rotating?
Yes, look.
It's just, it's not like.
I mean, it could be a drone, but that's an interesting one.
Flipping like a bag.
No, that's like genuinely shocked right now.
Yeah, Dominion After Dark. I think I do not know what it is, but it seems to be flying. Literally a UFO. Literally a UFO. Chop says it looks like one of the larger quadcopter designs to me. Huh. Maybe. Oh, I saw a cool flying car for like, I forgot how much it was. It didn't look like it was that expensive. You like like 3 or 4 days, or I think it was 7 days of training, and it's pretty much like a like a quadcopter kind of, but one that you can fit in.
But I'm dead ass shaking.
Dead ass.
Because I thought it was like, we just like seen a bag or something.
Yeah.
Like there's no.
No, that's fire coming out of
Yes, it's going up.
UFO, bro.
You see the flame?
Yeah, there's flames.
Yes.
Yo! Bro, that's a fucking UFO. What the fuck? Wait, let me see. Wait. Hold it.
Big to be a bag. You know how big, you know how far away that is, and how little a bag is? There's no how big.
Bro, why is the stuff around it looking so weird, though?
And the wind will be
Why is there, like...
CW calls bullshit.
Wait, did it stop? No. If it
Do
stopped...
you see, like, the orb of light around the figure itself? Like, there's something around, like, that's weird.
Yeah, that's a perfect shape.
Changing shape of it.
Yeah, if that was a bag, it would be... No, that's not a bag.
Keep it going.
Bro, what is
Just
that?
zoom off for a second.
And now it's still...
Where'd the light go?
Bro, what is that? It's actually insane. What's that? No, bro, take a video on foot.
It's a FAFO.
Bro, what the fuck?
I need to get this video off you as soon as we're done.
That's all we need.
Oh, now the orb.
Honestly, bro, the videos that...
I don't know, y'all. I don't know. That was an interesting one. Quite interesting. Let's listen to a pretty lady talk about interdimensional beings for a second. Honeypot.
And so what I'll tell you is that footage, the fact that it was dead drop to Burleson, I'm certain that there's more of where that comes from, and we are going to push for the declassification of stuff that we've seen, because I think the American people deserve to see it. But I think, you're never going to have the U.S. government.
I don't know why Dom Luker decided to put funny fucking music in the back, but okay.
Admit or try to explain something if it's also somewhat not.
As I was watching that and hearing the same things being said in each clip, I started to think that might have been AI. I don't know.
Specifically pertaining to national defense. So if it's not tech that we've made, not involving a foreign government, I think that you're going to see a direct statement from that. What's interesting, and I kind of went into this with Joe Rogan, is when we were talking.
Speaking of Joe Rogan, there is an interview with Jay Anderson. He does the Project Unity stuff, about a lot of the ancient archaeology stuff. We might be watching that. We might be watching that on a stream. Here we go. Luna is awesome, and I can fix her. I don't know if she needs fixing. She seems like she's doing pretty good. I like her.
Some of the witnesses, they don't call them extraterrestrial. They call them interdimensional. There's also this aspect of these things defying physics as we know it. And then you look into texts that were removed from the Bible, like the Book of Enoch, that actually specifically address technologies, if you will, that were given to mankind or of entities not of human origin, non-human intelligence. So these are all things to consider when addressing the topic. But based on what I've seen, not speculating, based on the evidence that I've seen, there's something out there. And based on what I'm saying is it's not. I think that it's along the lines of that video that you just saw.
Have they shown? Okay, so
I have to be careful because I could get in trouble if I divulge what I've been shown in a skiff. So What I can tell you is I'm just telling you as me, not specifically addressing skiff stuff, that they're real. And I'm not the only one. You just saw the Secretary of State in a documentary addressing the same thing. I know it's a mind loop, right? But like Pinellas County, where I specifically represent, there's actually a high number of these reported sightings. But it's not just there. A lot of the members on the task force or that gavel into this, first of all, it's bipartisan and bicameral. Like we've had pretty much everyone's like circulated at one point, right, through task questions and whatnot. But members in Alaska, member of Alaska specifically, has a lot of reports of this. People that represent these areas. When you get calls to the office, I've seen a lot of kooky stuff too that I know it's like crazy, like provably false. That's AI, CGI, whatever. But then you have the stuff that you can't explain. And then you have the attacks on the witnesses that come forward to testify, which if it wasn't real, why would you try to be discrediting someone? And why is the Department of the VA leaking people's records to the press if it's not real, right? It's like if if you're being told not to look under that rock, you might look under the rock. And so that actually happened to David Grush when he came forward to testify, is his medical records were leaked to the press.
Which was gay. Don't do that. There's some cool stuff in the sky. Apparently this is earthquake lights. I've never heard of it. So blue flashes lighting up the night sky in rural Japan during that 7.6 Aomori earthquake, a rare phenomenon known as earthquake lights created when seismic stress builds electric charge and ionizes the atmosphere. Ionize away. The planet is so cool. Weird stuff, but cool stuff. I like it. Oh, here's the thing. Here's the quad. Those things I was talking about. The flying cars. It's called the Jetson 1, guys. The Jetson 1. Check this out. I kind of want one. The Jetson 1 personal air vehicle costs $128,000. You can fly it without a pilot license after a quick 5-day training course. Needs an $8,000 deposit, has backup batteries, a ballistic parachute, and radar that handles auto landing. Top speed, 102 kilometers per hour. What's that translate to in miles per hour? Check these out. Would you fly in one? I would. Big ass drone. Oh yeah, it's really cool. 65 miles per hour. I'll take it. Shit. That would suck. Range of about 4 miles, 3-hour recharge time. That would be garbage. They would be dangerous to civilians. I think most people are probably not going to be able to drive those. But it's a cool thought. It's a really cool thought. You guys want to see Rogan's response to this Spielberg trailer? We watched it yesterday. I wonder what Rogan has to say about it.
Way ahead of the curve when it comes to the whole UFO.
Spielberg's involved in this stuff.
Stuff, with Close Encounters of the Third Kind, he had that French scientist that was essentially modeled after Jacques Vallée.
Yeah,
he's always been. I would love to talk to him. I wonder how much he knows.
Is that an accident? Was he fed some information? Was he a part of disclosure the whole time?
Rest well, Harry
That's what I always wondered.
I mean,
thanks for hanging out in the Dozer Den,
right? Because there hasn't really been disclosure.
No, but it has to be a slow process too, right?
You think so?
I don't think. I mean, the whole idea is that they're just sort of normalizing it, right? Neuro-linguistic programming, they call it, where you're slowly getting people accustomed to these ideas, like the aspects of Close Encounters, for instance, where you have the radiation burns on the guy's face. You have a time travel component where these World War II soldiers get out of the craft with the little beans and the bigger bean. And I mean, just seeding our culture with those little bits of information that might help later on down the road.
That was like in the 70s, wasn't it? Like, when was Close Encounters?
Yeah, I think it was.
Was it the 70s?
Late 70s, early 80s, maybe.
Yeah.
Either way, I mean, like a lot of stuff he's done. Like I rewatched God, what was it? Jeff Bridges' Starman. I think there's a lot of elements of disclosure in that too. Like, I think there's just, I don't know. I mean, obviously we don't know who's pulling the strings. We don't know what's going on. We don't know who's in charge. But it does make sense that if there is this thing that they know about, that we're supposed to know about, leak it out, do it slowly, get it in our culture, get it in our media in different ways.
You know the Hal Puthoff story, right, with George Bush? Do you know the story where they were talking about, Hal talked about it on my podcast, but he also talked about it in the Age of Disclosure documentary, where they brought in him and a bunch of different prominent thinkers.
I watched that episode, and I watched the doco
So
too.
to people that don't know, I'll just explain it. So they brought in him and a bunch of other prominent thinkers, and they sat them down and said, essentially, we have recovered crashed UFOs. We have biological remains of these creatures. We are considering releasing it to the public, and we want to make an assessment of what are the pros and what are the cons. So we want to assign a numerical value that, you're estimating what kind of an impact it would be on government, finances, religion, etc.
About whether they should do it, basically.
Right. Whether or not they should release this information. And all of the people that were brought in came to the agreement that there was more con than there were pro, and that formed their decision to not release it.
And didn't he say at first, like, he was...
Why the hell is it being left up to them? Who are they? Who are they to decide?
Pro-disclosure. He was like, of course we should do this. And then after the conversation, he switched teams. And
Swear to God, if I get a strike on YouTube for playing this, I'm challenging it, and I'm going to win because I'm reacting to this. It's fair use commentary.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe, perhaps.
I thought he said that he went into it thinking, well, yeah, obviously we should do this. And then sort of was convinced otherwise after the conversation unfolded.
Yeah, how could you be convinced? Like, whose decision should it be? If some people know, everyone should know.
Yeah,
it's a humanity decision. I don't think it should be
in
anybody's in anybody's hands to decide whether or not this information gets distributed.
And the implications too, if they have 0-point energy, like how would that solve the problems that we face today? There's so many ramifications of it that
energy companies don't want that.
Yeah, whose decision is it, and why has it been kept from us? I don't buy that whole like Orson Welles 1938 everybody freak out bullshit. I don't think that's the case, at least not anymore. There's got to be something more to it than that.
It would certainly have, I don't know if they factor this in, but a uniting element. Like, you remember the Reagan speech we gave in front of the United Nations, where he said, imagine how united we would be. We'd forget our differences if we were faced with an alien threat from another world. I mean, just knowing that we are all united. I mean, how old are you?
47.
Okay, so you remember September 11th. One of the things that happened after September 11th was it was a horrible tragedy, but there was a beautiful result temporarily, where everybody was really united, like really united. Like, there was American flags in everybody's car in Los Angeles, like the most ridiculous, progressive, sort of kind of, kind of fucked up place. But everybody became patriotic. And in New York, everyone was friendly. I mean, people were smiling and saying hi to each other on the streets. We had all decided that we were together and that we were faced with a real threat and that we had to be united. And
I remember it well.
Then Obama came along.
You're right. And then, not to get too weird too fast
Obama.
here, but if there are aspects of sort of an all-encompassing consciousness that unites us.
He was a symptom. He was part of it. Interesting stuff. Let's look at some UFO stuff. Let's see. Ooh. Have you guys seen the jellyfish UAP? UFO. Excuse me. I don't like to say UAP. I think it's kind of gay. It's that one here. This one might be AI. You can listen to a guy reacting to the jellyfish UFO. This one's interesting. I don't know what to think about this one.
First time watching the jellyfish UAP video all the way through.
What's up, JDL37? Good to see you.
Like, at first, you think it's a jetpack.
Or like balloons, like a stack of party balloons, maybe. But like when you zoom in on that thing, it looks fucking weird, really weird. So what would they do if you print out the transcript and just read it out loud? Shit, I don't know. I probably wouldn't like it. I'd probably try to strike it. I'll probably have a notification on YouTube that they struck it. So whatever. That's why we're on all the other places too. Rumble, X, BitChute, Pilled.net.
Even in the beginning, there's a few head turns. Is that not two eyes?
So he's going with the thought that it might be organic, which when you zoom in on that thing, it kind of might be. I don't know. Like I can see a face, like two eyes right there and like a little face and like a head. Yeah, maybe.
This is my first time watching the jellyfish UAP video.
There's like
strange objects are being spotted in the skies around the world, but what they are exactly is still unknown. That was the main takeaway from a public meeting held by NASA, which set up a panel last year to investigate.
Oh, I did forget, guys. Speaking of jellyfish, things that you can't eat, but you know what you can eat? You can eat biltong. If you have a craving and you want to crush it, go to biltongusa.com. Use promo code DOZER for 10% off your order of that amazing meat. It's got iron, creatine, zinc, magnesium, potassium. No gluten, no sugar, no soy. You don't want that in your meat. You won't get it, okay? Anton's not going to do you dirty like that. King of Biltong, here on Rumble. He's a South African immigrant that came to the country with a very, very simple dream of spreading his meat across the land, guys. And you can help him. You amazing killdozers can help him achieve that goal by going to biltongusa.com and getting some of that meat. Biltong is what beef jerky wishes it could be, okay? You can adjust the levels of moistness, apparently, from what I understand. I heard that. I haven't actually done that, but I heard you can do that. The Wagyu is my favorite. The Peri Peri Wagyu is actually my favorite. You can eat it cold. You could eat it warmed up. You can eat it with your omelet. You can eat it at room temperature. Pretty much any way you eat it, it's going to be good. And it is very, very carb friendly. Honestly, just a great snack. Good for your body. You guys should get some. Wouldn't shill it if I didn't actually enjoy the product. It is very delicious, and I do appreciate the 2 bags of biltong that I get per month. I get paid in meat, guys, and I'm okay with this. Thanks for reminding me, Neuro. Mod King in the chat. Dildong, Anton's meat. Yeah.
Unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs. Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, who works for the US Department of Defense, told the UAP meeting that seeing strange flying metallic orbs was becoming an almost everyday occurrence. UAPs is a fancy new term for UFOs, but no matter what you call them, it's been revealed the Pentagon is receiving 50 to 100 reports every month about the strange objects. Of those, Dr. Kirkpatrick said only between 2 and 5% could be considered anomalous, and even then, investigators didn't have enough data to explain what their origins were. And getting to the bottom of the phenomena isn't easy at the moment, with several members of NASA's 16-strong group of UAP investigators experiencing severe harassment. NASA said stigma about the topic remained one of the most significant barriers to solving the mystery. Strange objects...
Oh wait, here's a cool one.
February 2020, an Airbus A320 is on a routine flight soaring over Medellin, Colombia.
This sounds like AI.
Little does the captain know
Definitely AI so far. This is made with Sora.
he's about to find out he's sharing the friendly skies.
The pilot does us the favor of showing his altimeter, and we can see that he's flying around 30,000 feet in altitude.
The pilot then points his camera phone out of the cockpit window, and watch this as he zooms in.
Don't text and drive, especially a plane.
A metallic-looking object, a
The fuck?
polyhedron of some sort.
Yeah, that shouldn't be there.
Whizzes by in a straight line. We slow it down and zoom in further. You can see it kind of looks like a cube.
It has these kind of little points that stick out. It does seem to be darker in color and not like a bright, shining balloon. Whatever this is, it definitely shouldn't be there.
One theory is that if we were visited by another civilization, they might send probes ahead of when they actually come.
Yeah, I'm thinking that these are things that have probably been on this planet, like a civilization that's been on this planet that we just don't know about. That's what I think. What's this one? Whoa, what is that? Oh, yeah, this one from like 5 years ago, I think. New York Post. Just zipping by. Zipping by over an installation. Why not?
This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile.
Yeah.
This is when it zoomed out.
This one's so
You can
freaking
still
cool.
see it traveling. This video is of an MQ-9.
Let's go back. I'm going to try to find a larger. So we got in the shorts there, guys. Let's see if I can find something longer here. That's what she said. Oh. Go back. Let's see. Iraq soldiers stationed. This is 14 hours ago. Most insane UFO sightings caught outside the U.S. I don't know if I trust that. It's 14 minutes. I don't want to say 14 minutes here. Shocking. Oh, 5 shocking new UFO sightings. This was 2 weeks ago. Let's check this one out. Why not? It's from Skywatch TV. We need more stuff. We need more stuff like this on Rumble. I've posted a few videos. They're not great videos because it's with an iPhone, but
Sighting took place on November 18th, 2025.
Yeah.
And it comes directly from the NASA ISS live stream, where a viewer noticed a massive dark triangular object slowly drifting into frame. According to the witness, the stream was abruptly cut shortly after the object moved out of
shit. Really
view.
quick.
Unsure of what he had
Really
just
quick.
seen.
Hello to the BitChute audience. Had somebody actually in the chat. Never mind, it's fucking bots. It's Bitcoin bots. Fucking, what the hell is wrong with BitChute? Like, every now and then I'll have somebody that's real in the chat, but for the most part, it's bots. I had 170 views on the last video on BitChute, though. That was kind of cool. If they're real.
He quickly captured a screen recording and shared it online.
Flaming hot space Dorito.
The 1-minute clip shows the
Those
ISS
Doritos now.
camera pointed toward Earth when the large triangular object enters from the side of the frame. Seconds later, the object gradually fades from view, almost as if it were cloaking itself. Roughly 15 seconds later, it becomes
or it was just turning off its lights.
Visible again, before eventually drifting out of frame. As the footage circulated, speculation erupted across social media.
Oh, yeah, I
Some
got you.
argued that the object was nothing more than city
What's about
lights
here?
on Earth's surface being distorted by the
Information,
camera.
entertainment,
But many dismissed
infotainment.
that explanation, noting that city lights wouldn't suddenly disappear and then reappear in a different position. Others added that another major red flag was the live stream abruptly cutting shortly after the sighting, a detail that made the whole situation even more intriguing. With theories ranging from reflections to a genuine spacecraft, no consensus has ever been reached. Despite the intense debate, the object captured on the ISS live stream remains unexplained. These pictures were taken in 2023, but only began gaining attention when they started circulating online in 2025. Captured in El Escorial, Argentina, a tiny town with fewer than 50 residents, the images show a strange object flying over the area. The photos depict an object that is clearly a UFO, yet its shape doesn't fully match the classic flying saucers commonly seen online. Instead, it appears narrow and elongated, almost like a stretched diamond. It has no visible windows, emits no lights, and maintains a smooth, uniform surface as it hovers above the landscape. Adding to the mystery, reports surfaced claiming that new sightings were rumored in the same region in late 2025, though no visual evidence of these incidents has ever been released. One interesting aspect of this sighting is the similarity between the object and the one photographed in the Calvine UFO case, commonly referred to as one of the most relevant UFO pictures ever. Because of this, some believe the two sightings may be connected, possibly depicting the same craft. The incident drew enough attention for local authorities to announce that they would seek expert analysis to better examine the photographs. But so far, no concrete explanation has been publicly released, meaning the object spotted over El Escorial remains unexplained. The next sighting takes us to November 11th, 2025, deep in the forests of Northeast Washington. According to the witness, they were driving along a remote road when they suddenly noticed strange lights glowing between the trees. There was no sound, no aircraft visible in the sky, and the nearest road was the one they were already on. Along with
that's giving me fire in the sky vibes.
The footage, they shared the exact coordinates of the location, revealing that the sighting occurred far from populated areas, deep in the woods on the outskirts of Washington. Although the witness watched the lights from a distance for several minutes, they unfortunately chose not to approach the area to get a clearer video. It's worth noting that this event closely resembles another incident previously covered on this channel, where a UFO approached a tree and appeared to scan it with laser-like beams, creating a visual effect very similar to what we see here. Some online users speculated that the lights could have simply come from a rave in the woods, but once the coordinates were checked, that theory became less convincing. The area is extremely remote, with no signs of music, people, or nearby access points, making
could have a random mountain man out there with laser lights, I'm just saying.
Such an explanation unlikely. With no follow-up investigation, no additional witnesses, and the original poster never returning to the site, this unusual incident remains unexplained. When I first saw this sighting, I didn't think much of it. But after seeing how many people were talking about it, it became clear there was something more going on. This happened on November 17, 2025, in Houston, Texas, and the witness captured the entire incident completely by accident while golfing. During a normal swing, his driver suddenly struck something airborne that wasn't the ball. In the video, you can clearly see a small dark object speeding across the fairway before the club hits it on the follow-through.
I don't think the club hit it. Do you guys?
The audio captures two separate impacts. First, the sound of the ball, then the distinct hit against the unknown entity. The object appears dark and oval-shaped, moving in a smooth, controlled trajectory with no wings or visible rotors. And after being struck, it kept going.
What? 1, 2, 3 instant noodles? 1, 2, 3. Oh, coniferous trees discharge electricity in near total darkness. I've seen this myself. That is fucking awesome. I want to go see this. Where can I go see this? I need to go find some coniferous trees. That would be so awesome. I didn't know that was a thing. Evergreen sparks. Wow. That's cool. Mountain Man and Sasquatch are not forbidden from parties. They're not. They're not. I like that. Stealing that sticker, Chops. There we go. That's kind of cool.
Without changing its path at all, which is exactly why many people dismiss the possibility that it was a bird. After the incident, the witness inspected his driver and found a dent and a stress crack on the carbon fiber, confirming that whatever he hit was real and solid. Online debate exploded, with viewers suggesting all kinds of possibilities, ranging from a micro drone all the way to a classified military object not meant to be noticed. Others, however, leaned towards something less mundane, including the idea that it was a UFO probe especially given the many similar sightings reported over the past year. Despite all the speculation this video went through, none of it was enough to offer a definitive explanation, leaving the object's nature a complete mystery to this day. But before we move to the next sighting, if you've been enjoying the video, please consider subscribing. It's free, and it really supports the channel. This sighting took place on November 16th, 2025, in the quiet town of Amberson, Pennsylvania. According to the witness, they were driving when they noticed four lights shooting across the sky before suddenly coming to a complete stop. Curious, they pulled over and began recording. The lights flashed in different colors, then separated, and, according to the witness, appeared to open some kind of void in the sky. However, the witness didn't capture the moment when the lights allegedly formed the void, leading many viewers to remain skeptical of that part of the account. The witness also reported losing cell service, and their GPS unexpectedly rerouted them down random dead-end roads, which only added to the strangeness of the situation. But interestingly, in response to this video, there were two comments that stood out. One from 1964 Hanfer, claiming he had seen an object just like this in Cincinnati 2 weeks prior to the sighting. In his account, the object behaved the same way, with two lights suddenly becoming four. And another from Bolt Boys, which read the following. I work in Lackawaxen, and they've followed me a bunch of times over the river into New York. Hovered over my house real
Why did he add audio? Like, what?
low. I think they pick random people for surveillance drills. Pick a random person, follow them, see how much data they can gather or who knows what. I don't think I was targeted per se, more like randomly chosen. Back to the Amberson sighting, a few users argued that the object was simply a drone equipped with RGB lights.
Could be.
However, many pushed back on that idea, noting that the lights appeared much larger than what a typical drone would produce. But with the footage being only a few seconds long and containing no audio, no detailed investigation could be conducted. And with users split between calling the object a UFO or a surveillance drone, no definitive explanation has ever been given for this.
Well, that's interesting. Well, UFO stuff at the end, guys. We talked about some stuff tonight. Talked about Dan Bongino resigning. Gave a little bit of perspective on that. Read through his post, read through an article about it from Sky News. Sky News, very gay. Then we watched the Trump address to the nation from last night. Largely a nothing burger. There was some good stuff in it. It's it's doing a little victory lap on some of the good things. Talking about the Warrior dividend that they're going to be giving out, $1,776 to the troops. I like it. And then talking about the tax cuts, and then I guess refunds / tax cuts are going to look really good coming spring. Largely pretty low energy, but he usually doesn't have as much energy when he doesn't have an audience to feed off of. So I understand a little bit, but he did seem a little bit tired, was slurring a little bit. Could have been a little sleepy. Maybe needed a nap. Who knows? He's 80. It happens, y'all. It happens. I get a little bit slurry sometimes if I don't get my nap. Just saying. And then we looked at the press conference about rescheduling marijuana from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. I think this is largely beneficial. I think the research aspect is pretty awesome. I think, honestly, it probably just needs to be decriminalized if people want to use it responsibly like alcohol. I don't see any reason why that shouldn't be allowed. Now, you use it in public, I think you're being an asshole and you should be addressed. Public, it's like public drinking. Same thing. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. No, I don't know. Then last thing we did, we just looked at some UFO stuff because I wanted to. I didn't even put on the hat, guys. The foil hat, the illuminable. I could have. You looked at the sky, no sparks, trees, tiny random white sparks all over the branches. That is so cool. I'm going to have to go out in some pine trees. We don't have many pine trees around here, though. A lot of oaks. There's poplars, ash, gum. Yeah. There's some spots where people planted a bunch of pine trees, and those are nice. Some of those people, that'll plant a patch of pine trees to hide their giant house. One day I'd like to be that guy. It'd be kind of cool. All right, let me see who we're going to raid on the Rumbles. Oh, they were Cedars. Okay. We have quite a bit of Cedars around here. Short, though. Who are we going to raid on Rumble? We're going to raid Hard News Network over there on Pilled. And we'll do We Are the Show. Why not? Lord, he's been going for 6 hours. Jesus. Dean, mad lad, you. Check him out, though. Tell him Bulldozer sent you. First, though, we will play the Dozer Den theme song. And I do have my lighter. I'm ready to go. Well, that's not how you spell raid. Thought we were supposed to have a button. Probably in the direct RTMP thing. It's probably a raid button. Not in Canvas yet, though, because they don't like to do anything with Canvas because they're gay. I like Canvas for the most part. Does what I need it to do. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Dozer Den. Make sure you hit that follow and smash that thumbs up, peeps. Bacon, thumb, bacon, thumb, bacon, thumb. Appreciate you guys watching. Let's rock out for a minute, and then I'll send you guys over to Dean. What's up, Gene Bontano? Popping in at the very end of the stream. Great show, sir. Like the UFO stuff, too. Saw one of those UFOs last one at the end. Nice. Very nice. I am going to look into EV Mux, Neurodivergent 1. Not going to lie. Definitely going to. Can you use it with a direct RTMP with Rumble and still get the creator stuff done? I don't know. I think Cool Frog started using EV Mux, didn't he? I'll figure it out. The truck.
Land of power, land of might, exceptional rage, endless fight, patriot bulldozer, leading the way, crushing all foes, making them pay. Flag in hand, fury in eyes, screams of pride, ignoring lies, iron grip, ruthless and cold, American dream, fierce and bold, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save, bulldozers wrath, tearing apart, exceptionalism, fire in the heart, no retreat, no surrender, bulldozers force, a savage offender, red, white, blue, burning bright, in the chaos he finds delight, blazing trails of destruction left, in the name of the blessed of theft, freedom's price, a crimson blade, bulldozer, savage again, legend made, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save. marching forward, no soul to save. Bulldozers wrath, tearing apart. Exceptionalism, fire in the heart.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Dozer Den. I will see you guys on Saturday at 9 p.m. Central for the Dozer Den DJ Hour. Y'all have yourselves a good one.